Good evening, everyone. Welcome to a production of the Hardcore Sports Network. Tonight we got some Wednesday Night Baseball on production with ESPN. We have the Atlanta Braves, the defending world champions, going for their third win in a row over the National League Central second place St. Louis Cardinals. Battle of the Aces tonight between Mikolas and Max Fried for the Atlanta Braves. We'll be ready for first pitch here within the first couple minutes. You guys let me know in the chat if my microphone is too loud or too quiet throughout the night. It is a one that if I move to the slightest degree, it can get too loud, too quiet, pick up on too many things, not pick up on my voice whatsoever. So you guys keep me involved in that. Let's go ahead and jump into the chat here tonight. What's up, Mitch? What's up, Mitch? Hey, to the Phillies too, man. You know what I'm saying? Third place. I know it's pretty fun for you guys, but you guys let me know how the audio sounds and keep me up to date, whether it gets too loud, too quiet, whatever it may be in between. But we're about ready for first pitch here in a couple minutes. Before we do that, we're going to get into the lineup card for both teams here tonight. We're going to start it off with the visiting St. Louis Cardinals, who are second place in the National League Central at this time. We'll get their record here in just a second. They are 44-39, 20-23 on the road so far. Good enough for second place in the National League Central. They're leading off a lineup with their second baseman, Tommy Edman, followed by Dylan Carlson, Paul Goldschmidt, and Nolan Arenado in the cleanup. Juan Yepez, the former Brave, in left. Albert Pujols, the machine, in the designated hitter spot, followed by Mundo Sosa, the rookie Brendan Donovan, and the backup catcher Andrew Knizer, followed by Miles Mikolas, who's on the mound. For the world champion Atlanta Braves, they go with the lineup regarding Max Fried, their ace on the mound tonight, leading off playing right field, Ronald Acuna Jr. Behind him, the shortstop on the contract year, Dansby Swanson, followed by the big payday man, Matt Olson, batting cleanup, Austin Riley. The 5 through 7 holes are Travis d'Arnaud, Marcell Ozuna, and the newly back from injury, Eddie Rosario. 8-hole, Orlando Arcia, and the rookie playing center field, Michael Harris, batting ninth. But yeah, we're about, 5 or so minutes away here from first pitch here tonight. It's going to be a nice little stream. If we end up getting somebody on to do color or someone to represent the Cardinals here later in the stream, we'll make sure to do that. If not, you guys got me. And I hope to give you guys a good stream here tonight as we get ready for battle between the world champions and the Birds on the Bats. And they're just getting ready to get back to action here from the telecast. As soon as we get the score bug up on ESPN, we'll have it up there for you guys. But for now, you guys just get to see my ugly face, and we'll talk some baseball. So how's everybody doing here tonight? So shout out to RJ and Mitch so far in the comments. Let's see what's good further. How you doing tonight, sir? It's good to hear from you. We're going to make sure that I am good to go on every single platform necessary here tonight. And it looks like we are. Thank you, Mitch, for doing that. And we're just awaiting the start of the ball game, So I hope everybody settles in, gets their snack, gets everything they want before we get underway here tonight. Go to brand, then background. Okay, let's do that. Oh, awesome. Let's go, Mitch. Thank you. And then, Mitch, would you recommend when the score bug comes up to do this angle or this one? Or which would you recommend? I guess I could rock with this one, right? Yeah, this one's fine with me. Appreciate it, though. Appreciate it. Shout out to 5 people here in chat already. We're trying to, in the process of, during the commercial breaks, we're trying to share the, no, don't show any ads. Yep, we're going to make sure it's all muted, which it looks like it is. So we're going to take it down here for a second, make sure there's no audio or, of course, footage of the stream, because that would not be bueno for any of us over here at Hardcore Sports. And I'm gonna mute the tab real quick as Max Fried gets ready to go. Yeah, okay. We got it up and running. And there is no video playing. So here will be our score bug. Here in the middle, you can actually see the everything you need to know right here. And we're not going to click that. That's for sure. But we're getting ready to get underway with action here tonight. It's a beautiful night from Truist Park. I was just there the last 2 nights. And Atlanta's looking for a 3rd straight victory. Of course, the New York Mets up 1-0 already after an inning and change complete in Cincinnati. And here is Tommy Edman. Atlanta coming in at 48-34, 2.5 games back of the first place, second-seeded National League New York Mets, and the Cardinals in the same boat behind the Milwaukee Brewers. Their record 44-39. Max Fried's first pitch of the ball game is high for a 92-mile-an-hour ball, and we are underway from Atlanta. Tommy Edman so far with a 106 OPS, plus 100 is the major league average. So having an above-average season offensively is Max Fried's second pitch is in there for a strike, 1-1, right by the switch hitting second baseman. Cardinals, who have had a lot of rookies come up and make a lot of great dividends so far this year. Of course, with it being Wainwright, Pujols, and Yadier Molina's last year's 1-1 pitch for Max Fried is in there at the belt for a strike, 1-2 the count. It's been very helpful for all the rookies to come up and make the dividends that they have for this ball club, knowing that they might not have their Hall of Famers around there for much longer. And we'll see how the rest of the year pans out for them as they're currently still in the thick of the playoff race. 1-2 is inside. 2-2 the count. So it looks like the bug is a little bit behind, but looks like only about five or so seconds. So it looks like everybody should be okay in that regard. 2-2 from Max Fried. High and in. We're full. Something the Braves have not dealt with all year very well is the leadoff walks and how to avoid them and how to get them off base once they've surrendered them. So they're not looking to do that here so far to start the night. Payoff is on the ground, right to Austin Riley. He pump fakes, throws it over to first base, and there's one down. Beats Edman by a step, and it's one out to start the night for Max Fried. Austin Riley's had a tremendous year, already 21 homers in the StatCast for him. Of course, hit over 300 last year, and it was a big part of what the Braves were able to do. Here's Dylan Carlson with a 250 average, 5 homers, 23 ribbies, and a 107 OPS plus, one notch better than his teammate who led off to start the game. That's what's up. So here we are. Carlson's ready to deal. Max with the pitch. Swung on and fouled back down the right field line. Max jumps ahead 0-1. And I'm in the process of sharing it out to more platforms and more people as we go throughout the night. So if you guys see me looking over to my phone every now and again, it's not because I'm ignoring you guys. I'm actually trying to get more people in the chat so more people can enjoy the stream with you guys. 0-1 from Fried. Travis Darnar set up inside. His pitch is once again fouled down the right field line, and he jumps ahead 0-2 on Carlson. It looks like the scorebug is actually very well up to speed. And we'll see what Max Fried goes here in the 0-2 count. One with the four seam, the first two pitches of the at-bat. So you would think he'd go elsewhere here, but you never seem to know with modern day baseball. But here it is, the 0-2. Swung on and missed, took some speed off it right down the middle. Looks like that was a slider that time. Got Carlson swinging, and there's 2 up, 2 down to start the night. Elaborate on what you mean. Oh, okay. This is the Mets fan. Okay, what's up, Nikki? Yeah, I think he's a Mets fan, RJ. I was talking. He's a cool guy. We had our war on Twitch, but I think we're homies now. That's a good thing. Here's Paul Goldschmidt. Of course, the longtime first baseman. Originally with the Arizona Diamondbacks, now with the Cardinals. I think his 5th year with the Cardinals, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. He's having a 196 OPS plus season. A lot of people thinking that he is the front runner for the National League MVP. As his 1-0 pitch is driven out to right field, Acuna can't make the play. And it's going to be a 2-out double, it looks like, for Goldschmidt. Michael Harris over there to back him up. He'll get it in quickly. A great arm on the rookie. But Goldschmidt takes one the other way, about 2 steps too far to the left of Acuna's stance in the right field. And it will be a 2-out double for Paul Goldschmidt. And that'll bring up Nolan Arenado. I really don't like hearing A-Rod. Yeah, but we still got to catch some people in front of us, so job's not finished. So here is Nolan Arenado. That was Goldschmidt's 27th double already so far here. And just I guess technically the start of the second half of the season, most teams have played about 80, 81, 82 games at this point in time. So calendar-wise, it is the second half of the season as the first pitch to Arenado is on the black for a ball, 1-0. Appreciate it. I had it just a quesadilla. There might be a middle inning where I have to go get a snack and a commercial break, but we'll come to that when we get there. 1-0 from Arenado is flying into center field. Right under it is Michael Harris the second, and the Cardinals are out of luck there in the first inning. Max Fried gives up the 2-out double to Goldschmidt, but strands him right there. We're through a half inning. It's the Cardinals nothing, one left, and the Atlanta Braves are coming up. I liked how that turned out. So, well, I guess we're in the commercial break. Let me get the score bug set up for everybody. Or I guess you see this, but I'll put a little banner at the bottom of the screen for everyone. But how's everybody's night been so far, y'all? Or I guess afternoon, whatever time it may be, and whatever you've been able to do with your day so far. I don't want to do a ticker, but we'll fix it. Okay. I might not be able to update. Oh. What's going on from that? We might have to update it every inning or two because I might forget because I do have the other scorebook in front of me. But we'll do our best with this banner system here. Let's see, Cardinals 0, Braves 0, DOT for bottom. Okay. See how that sounds. Okay, that looks good. Let me make sure this ad is all finished up. It is. All right. Okay. Let's check in on the chat. I don't. I could probably look that up though. I can look that up at the end of this next half inning for you guys. And as you guys can see here, here's the. Usually when this is on play and the scorebook means the ball's either in the field or they're in a commercial break, which they are now. You see who's due up, and if not, you see who's a star will be next to who's at bat and who's on base and what they've done. And I'll take it down a notch so you guys can see this as well. Pitch count, I'll keep you guys up to date with. But there's Max Fried so far tonight. You guys keep me up to date whether the mic gets a little too close to my mouth or too far, or if it's just right. Let me know because again, this is a mic where the slightest movement can mess up quite a lot. Mikolas on the mound for the Cardinals tonight. So far, 100 innings through the first half of the year with a 2.61 ERA, a walk percentage of only 5%. So a great year for he's been one of the more consistent pitchers in the National League. I'd say the last 5 or 6 years. He's never been elite, but he's always been good enough for the Cardinals rotation. It seems, along with Jay Flair and Adam Wainwright. And with Wainwright, age finally hitting him and Flaherty having issues the last year or two, Mikolas has been a nice guy for the Cardinals to take that next step after all these years and provide a little bit more sustainability along with, Steven Matz, who they signed at a free agency. Ball 1 to Acuna. Hitting 285, 7 homers, 19 RBIs. Of course, the starting outfielder for the National League. He takes a 1-0 pitch on the belt for a strike or even in the count. 1-1 to Acuna. Swung on, hit out to Edman in the shift. Acuna stumbled. And they're going to throw him out on that. I got a little worried there as the Braves fan in me. I saw Acuna stumble out of the batter's box. I know most people probably are watching at the same time as watching the streamcast, but it made me a little nervous there when I saw that knee kind of buckle in there. I hope he's all good. Of course, coming off the ACL, looks like he's going to go over and just sit down and chillax for a little bit. Didn't need to run one out and risk further injury to what he's already done. So here's Dansby Swanson. The Atlanta shortstop takes ball 1 in the dirt. Scoreless here so far tonight. Dansby checks in. Here's the 1-0. Swung on and missed. 93-mile-an-hour fastball right by him. It's 1-1. Dansby, 302 average on the year in the NL All-Star race, in the thick of it with Trey Turner for the starting shortstop. 14 homers, 49 ribbies. OPS plus of 133. 1-1 in the dirt once again from Mikolas. Looks like he can't quite get that slider where he wants it to go. Or I'm sorry, not slider, sinker. We'll have to keep an eye on that. Looks like the off speed is not having the best location there, as it's now 3-1 to Dansby. Took a pitch right on the black. So far, there's been 2 calls that have been very close to the score bug from ESPN's point of view tonight, which is not absolutely accurate, but from the view of it, looks like the umpire might be calling the strike zone a little bit smaller. So 3-1 from Dansby is fly down the left field line, slicing foul. About 2 sections left of the Hank Aaron Terrace. So the count is full. They keep showing Ronald in the dugout, making sure nothing else is aggravating him. Looks like he's okay. Guess it'll remain to be seen him and Max Fried talking it out in the dugout. I think Max Fried would like him out there defensively. Dansby's going to call time as we await the full count pitch here in the bottom of the first inning. Nobody on. Appreciate it, Mitch. 3-2 by Dansby. Swung out towards Edmundo Sosa in the shift. He's going to fire it and throw out Dansby Swanson by a hair. Maybe about half a step, and there's going to be 2 up, 2 down to start the night for the Atlanta offense. I'm going to make sure that was Edmundo Sosa, which it was. Donovan in left, as I said earlier. This is notes for myself. Carlson in center, I can remember. Nizer behind the plate. I'm sorry, it's Kisner. Kisner, that's right. And there we have it. How you doing, Jamar? So there's 2 away here at the bottom of the first inning. Base is empty for the Atlanta first baseman, Matt Olson, who comes up hacking at the first pitch, fouling it down the left field line. 0-1 the count. Olson, OPS plus of 123 so far in the year, 256 average. The power number is finally starting to come up for the first baseman with 47 RBIs, but he's leading the National League in doubles as he takes a 0-1 pitch off the plate for a ball. Of course, hit 39 homers last season playing out in Oakland Coliseum. He's had a couple high 30 power years. As the 1-1 is going to be swung on, hit out to right field, and it's going to be taken in on a slide by Juan Yepez, and that will do it. So 1-2-3 first inning for Miles Mikolas, and that story for Olson will have to wait later. Through 1 inning, we're scoreless from Truist Park. So we're going to update the banner. And I'll try to find out who the home plate umpire is tonight for the gentleman who asked. So my update. Nope. So let's update this banner at the bottom for everybody. Thanks again, everybody, for stopping by. We're just getting started here tonight. Here on whatever platform you might be showing support on. I know we're streaming to a couple here tonight, so we appreciate the support very much. And let's find out who this my Alexa's talking to me. Alexa, off. Trying to go to the MLB app to see if we can find out who the home plate umpire is for our friend. And it looks like home plate is Carlos Torres. So hopefully that answers your question, storyteller. Home plate is Carlos Torres. First base line, Nate Tomlinson. Behind the second base is Chris Conroy, and on the third base line is Ron Kolpa. It's 93 degrees out there, partly cloudy. Winds 5 miles an hour, blowing right to left. First pitch was right on the dot at 7:20. So there's everything we need to know regarding the boys in blue or in black, I think is what they're wearing tonight. But yeah, we'll buckle in here for the second inning. I hope this advertisement is over, which it is. We'll continue to rock and roll here. It looks like do it for the Cardinals. It's Juan Yepez, of course, Albert Pujols, the machine, and Edmundo Sosa, the shortstop. And there's it looks like they're showing the update. And there's Nicky's New York Mets trailing 2-1 early in the third inning. A 2-run bomb from Nick Senzel, who's he's kind of been disappointing for the Reds the last couple of years. A young prospect, a Georgia boy at that, who's had a troublesome last couple of years to his career. As he's I think in his mid-20s now. So get ready for the second inning. I'm going to mute my mic for a second to take a sip of my drink, and we'll get right back into it in about 5 seconds. I like it, DJ. You guys tell me if the microphone's still okay. As Max Fried is ready for his 14th pitch, first inning, or first at the second inning of work, and it's outside for a ball. 1-0 to Juan Yepez, the former Brave. Came over via trade many years ago in the Matt Adams deal, which sent Atlanta Matt Adams in need while Freddie Freeman was dealing with the broken wrist, I think, during the 2017 summer. And Matt Adams played his heart out. Actually had Freddie Freeman have to move to third base for about a week or so as the 1-0 from Yepez is in the dirt and missed. And that'll even the count at 1. Yeah, that's usually a good thing. When you don't usually know the umpire's name, it's usually for good reasoning. Means they're probably doing their job in a good way. From what it seems like it so far, this guy has a smaller home plate strike zone, but it'll depend on how the night goes if that stands. 1-1 from Fried is hit out towards deep left field. Running over for it is Eddie Rosario. He's able to see that one through the sun. Good to see off the eye surgery, and that's 1 up and 1 down to start the second inning. Juan Yepez retired F7. I am sitting a little bit further back than what I usually am when I watch the game here in this room because my desk is a little bit further out. So I'm having a little bit of trouble from the ESPN telecast seeing if the ball is hit in a certain way or not. So there might be a home run that's a wall scraper later tonight that I'm not able to tell if it's gone off the bat or not. Hopefully that doesn't happen, but we'll have to see as it brings up Albert Pujols. The machine greeted by a bunch of cheering by both the Cardinal and Brave fans alike. Playing in potentially his last 2 games here in Atlanta. First pitch, a ball. The crazy thing is, before the Dodgers picked him up via DFA from the Angels last year, Albert Pujols had never played a single game at Truist Park, being that Atlanta had moved there in 2017. First, the 1-0 from Fried is in there for a called strike. We're even at 1. Pujols with the Angels had not been to town since 2014, which still stands to this day. 2020, they were supposed to be here, but due to COVID, they were not with the scheduling all being altered. The 1-1 from Fried is swung on by Pujols into left field. That's going to get down for a base hit. Eddie Rosario over there to quickly cut it off, but Albert Pujols doing what he does against lefties. That's a single, and we'll have 1 on with 1 away here in the top of the second inning. To finish the story, Pujols was surprisingly able to come to Atlanta for 2 different occasions last year, being with the Dodgers. The first was in the month of June for the regular season 3-game series. The Braves would go on to take 2 of 3, winning the Saturday and Sunday affairs. And of course, in the National League Championship Series, he played games 1, 2, and 6 all in Atlanta, which he started, I believe, 2 of those games with the Muncy injury. So Pujols making a couple surprise returns to Truist Park in his last couple years of his career. So here's Edmundo Sosa as he takes his first pitch out towards right field. Acuna calling off the rookie Michael Harris, 1 pitch and 2 away. Here, that was Max Fried's 20th pitch of the night. Pujols will limp back to first base, tapping on the shoulder of Matt Olson. So Brendan Donovan, the rookie, I believe he is a South Carolina boy. I could be wrong because 4th of July evening, this is actually a true story as well. We sat next to 2 of his college roommates that were Braves fans, but were also there to see their old buddy that night. And then, of course, they got seats in right field. The Cardinals played them on left, so it's how the pendulum swings. First pitch from Fried, lefties outside for a ball at 96 miles an hour. Fried touched 100-mile-an-hour gas earlier this year in a start against the, I believe, the San Francisco Giants. I think I want to say that's maybe the first or one of the only times he's touched 100 in his career. The 1-0, 98 miles an hour, is golfed out towards center field. Over to carry on it is Eddie Rosario to call it off in left field, and that will do it for the second inning. 1 out single from Eddie Rosario, and the next 2 retired. We're through an inning and a half from Atlanta. It's still scoreless. Like to see that. I'm going to try to call it down the middle as even as I possibly can tonight, being a Braves fan, but we'll see how it goes. Of course, this is game 3 of a 4-game series. As you guys can see here, Atlanta won the 4th of July game, including a 2-out rain delay by a final score of 6-3 behind Kyle Wright. And Ian Anderson, who's been the Braves' worst starter for most of this year, finally put it together, got out 5 innings of 1-run ball, and the bullpen was able to give it a work, including Tyler Matzik making his return, and that's where we stand here tonight. So I hope everybody's enjoying the stream so far. Don't go anywhere. We're just getting started here. Let's check on scores around the league. I'll try to do that every once in a while since we are at a certain time zone where there might be some games already good way into progress. So let's do that real quick. So far tonight, Mets are up 2-1 in the middle of the third inning on the New York Mets. The Reds, of course, on top, if I said that incorrectly. The Marlins looking to get to 500 with a win here tonight over the Angels. Lead 1-0 midway through the fourth at 39-40 on the year. Rangers and Orioles, 37-38 win ball clubs. Even in the bottom of the second with the Orioles threatening. Top of the third from Philadelphia, the 43-win Phillies facing the 29-win Washington Nationals. That game is scoreless in the third. Rays up 1-0 on the Red Sox, bottom of the second, but the Red Sox threatening. That game is a very tight matchup in the AL East here in the month of July. Those teams separated by a game and a half. Yankees and Pirates delayed. Luis Severino is looking to get the bump against Mitch Keller later tonight. I believe that game the Yankees would like to win, being it was a loss last night. You don't want to somehow not come out of Pittsburgh if you're the Yankees without a win. So it remains to be seen how that works out. Royals and Astros. It looks like everybody else will be getting started later tonight, but that is the next game that'll be getting underway is the Astros and Royals. Yeah, I think this is a pretty cool tag too. Like it, DJ. So Atlanta was 23-27, and they're showing a graphic on the screen through the month of May. 10.5 games back of first place, and since then they are 23-7, and I think or 25-7, I should say. Is Max Fried, Austin Riley, takes a first pitch down Broadway for a strike. He's hitting 269 on the year, 21 homers, 51 ribbies, an OPS plus of 135. His 0-1 is fouled back off the screen down the right field line. So Riley quickly behind 0-2. Mikolas worked a 12-pitch first inning. We'll see how it continues on here. He's going to call time. Riley, the young Atlanta third baseman, replaced Josh Donaldson after a year of service. Atlanta signed him to a one-year, $21 million deal, reaped all the benefits. Ended up being a great signing for Atlanta, bided some time for some of the younger guys, and it gave Atlanta some pop and some flair going back into their contending years. 2 years later, they would be on top of the world. 0-2 from Mikolas is dribbled on down the right field line, picked up by the second baseman. And that will be one away. Edmonds, second base, that's correct. How you doing, Cheesy? So it's going to bring up Travis d'Arnaud, the Atlanta catcher, who's also had an interesting route throughout his career, was a longtime catcher prospect of the New York Mets, and couldn't stay healthy in Queens. The Mets would go on to DFA him in the spring of 2019. He would go on to play a handful of games with the Dodgers, but I don't think would end up passing their needs to the degree as well. And a late call of time there by the umpire, and Mikolas not liking it. We're having some issues here. I'm trying to take off an ear on my headset here to see if I can pick up on what the audio is saying. The Cardinals management upset with the late time call there by the umpire behind the plate, which would have been a called strike on d'Arnaud, but taken away. Is now the first pitch of the bat officially is thrown inside near the ribs of d'Arnaud for a ball. So d'Arnaud was pretty much set up in the box as the 1-0 is taken high 2-0. So that could be a big change of the at bat. 1-0 is a big difference from 0-1. Now make it 2-0. That just the little things like that can get in pitchers' minds and ruin their flow. As he's now down 3-0 in the count, and you wonder if that maybe is lingering with Mikolas a little bit. So 3-0 to the Atlanta catcher. It'll be taken for 4 straight balls. So even if that first pitch is called for a strike, it looks like Travis d'Arnaud would reach base successfully anyway. So it will be a 1-out walk for the Atlanta catcher, which will bring up Marcell Ozuna, the Atlanta designated hitter. Former Cardinal, actually. Came over via free agency after spending 2 years in the Cardinals organization. Was okay there, being that the Cardinals sent over a couple prospects, including Sandy Alcantara to the Marlins from his original team. I don't think the Cardinals are liking that trade after all these years, being they gave up Alcantara, who's been one of the best pitchers in baseball the last couple of years, and they only got 2 years of his service. First pitch is taken on the black for a strike by Ozuna. That was the 20th pitch of the night for Mikolas. Ozuna has been through peaks and valleys for the most part of the year. His 0-1 is cut on a miss, 0-2 took something off at the 89-mile-an-hour slider. And the Atlanta designated hitter is quickly behind 0-2 in the count. Scoreless here, bottom of the second inning. Cardinals and Braves, game 3 of a 4-game set. Atlanta took the first 2 games, final scores of 6-3 and 7-1. 0-2 is on the black, but called a ball. Very similar location to the first pitch in the at-bat, and the Cardinals starter doesn't get the benefit of the doubt there, and it's 1-2. These two teams last met in the postseason not too long ago, 2019. The 2-seed Atlanta Braves, 3-seed St. Louis Cardinals. 2-2 the count. Marcell Ozuna was on the St. Louis Cardinals at the time, and the Cardinals would actually come back from down 2-1 in the series to get a 3-2 series win to move on to the National League Championship Series, would eventually go on to lose to the eventual world champion Washington Nationals that year, but interesting tidbit to remember. The 2-2 is down low in the dirt, dug out by Andrew Kisner, and it's a full count. So after a 4-pitch walk to Travis, Ozuna has worked a count from 0-2 back to full, and you would think that Mikolas is going to give the slugger something to hit here, not wanting to walk back-to-back guys. If not, you would expect the pitching coach to come make a visit to the mound. 3-2 is on the black for a called strike 3. Ozuna not ready for the fastball up in the right quadrant of the zone. Got him looking. There's 2 down. It's a big strikeout there for Mikolas. Ozuna completely fooled on that one. They're showing a cool spin rate RPM graphic on the ESPN telecast, which is something I haven't seen a lot of before, so it's really cool to see. So here's Eddie Rosario. Just came back from the injured list after missing about 2 months and change of time from having eye surgery in the month of April. A contact hitter, when you can't hit the ball and can't see the ball very well, that's usually an issue. So they had to go send him to the eye doctor. He had cataracts and a lot of junk in his eye, and he's finally coming back from his rehab assignment. He's down 0-2 in the count, and he's had 3 hits already in his first 2 games back. So good signs for the Atlanta left fielder, his average is up to a mighty 0.96. Of course, the National League Championship Series MVP for Atlanta last year. Mikolas is going to take a second or 2 to walk around the rubber, get some rosin. Cardinals playing Rosario to pull. Arnoud in the second base positioning, with Sosa playing directly behind the bag for the most part. Edman playing straight up. So a lot of free grass for the ball to be hit to on the third base side. 0-2 by Rosario is hit right into the shift. That ball's going to be fair. Goldschmidt drops the ball, picks him up, and is able to tag Rosario without him going out of the baseline to end the inning. A little bit of a hectic finish to that inning, but Goldschmidt was able to make the play with prowess and able to tag out the left fielder with no damage. So it'll be 1 left via the walk. We're through 2, and we're scoreless still here in Atlanta. What a great tag there from Goldschmidt to end the inning. Wow. That was interesting. So on to the third we go. Crap. Okay. I accidentally clicked on an email that popped up while I was trying to do something with my score bug, so that bugged me. Hope everybody's still enjoying their night. There's a lot of baseball to be played. Hopefully this isn't how the game goes for a while. I've sat here and done a 13-inning scoreless game, and that was not the funnest of times. So we'll update the score bug for everybody. I'm going to mute my mic for a second and take a sip of my my liquid. All right. You guys let me know if the microphone is still okay or if I need to adjust. Shout out to the 7 people in here as we get ready for the third inning of action. Max Fried back on the bump. Due up the 9-1-2 hole for the Cardinals. The catcher, Andrew Kisner, followed by Tommy Edman and Dylan Carlson. Braves still looking for their first hit. Cardinals with 1 in every inning so far. The 2-out double by Goldschmidt in the first and the 1-out single by Pujols last inning. Here we go. Dun, 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 dun. So this will bring up Andrew Kisner. Guy who's waited a long time to get a lot more playing time. With Yadier Molina seemingly sticking around for ageless years. Excuse me. So Max Fried, 22 pitches through 2 innings of work, and his first pitch of the third inning to Kisner is high for a ball, 1-0. So a hot night in Atlanta, 91 degrees with the humidor, making it feel like 101. And it's 2-0 early in the at-bat to Andrew Kisner. The catcher with a 54 OPS plus on the year, only 1 homer, 12 RBIs, and a batting average of 183. I'm going to have to let my dog out here at the half-inning point. 2-0, swung on and fouled back. So Fried jumps back in the count at 2-1. Scoreless here at top of the third from Truist Park. The Braves looking to win their third in a row in the series. Cardinals looking to get back on track. Losing some ground on the first place Brewers they had fought hard with to get some lead there for a little bit. Those teams have already played 12 times so far this year, the Brewers and Cardinals. 8 in Milwaukee, 4 in St. Louis. Every series have come away with 2-game splits as the 2-1 pitch from Fried is in their first strike. We're even at 2-2 to Kisner. So I feel like that'll be an interesting race in baseball to watch how it progresses throughout the year. They only have 7 meetings left on the schedule here in the second half. And they haven't played for a couple weeks even. With the Cubs, Reds, and Pirates not being the greatest of ball clubs. 2-2 from Fried is fouled back by Kisner. You would think that the Cardinals and Brewers are going to be close pretty much to the very end. The Cardinals being a much better hitting club and the Brewers being a much better pitching ball club. The Brewers have been in the playoffs the last 4 years, and I believe the Cardinals have been in there the last 3 as well. So always a good race. The 2-2 is fouled off the screen by Kisner, and we'll do it again at 2-2. So Oliver Marmol, 36 years of age, just turned it on July 2nd. The first-year Cardinal manager. So we near the 40-minute mark here on the stream. 2-2 from Max Fried to Kisner is going to be down low in the dirt. We're going to say if he checked his swing, which he did not, so it'll be a full count at 3-2. He kept it from going around, and the count is full. So this will be the 7th pitch of the at-bat for Max Fried. Three-two pitch. Popped up. Out towards center field. Who wants it? It looks like Michael Harris is going to take it in straight away for the first out of the inning. So we're going to see another studio update here, this time between the Tampa Bay Rays and the Boston Red Sox. First inning run for the boys from Tampa Bay. Yandy Diaz looks like doubled himself in a run. So it's 1-0 Tampa Bay early in Fenway. So here's Tommy Edman. Rounded out to Austin Riley to start the game tonight. Second time through the order for Max Fried. He swings at the first pitch out towards Shallow right field. It's going to fall in for a base hit blooper. There to cut it off in stride is Arcia to hold Edman to a single, but he put a little lawn dart in the right spot. And it's going to be a third straight inning where a runner reaches for the St. Louis Cardinals, which will bring Dylan Carlson back to the plate. He struck out his first time. That ball was hit right into no man's land where Arcia, the second baseman, playing for the injured Ozzy Albies, Ronald Acuna and Wright and Matt Olson all couldn't quite get to it, but none of them were able to call off each other either. So perfectly placed lawn dart there by the Cardinals second baseman. Took over for Colton Wong, who's been with the Brewers, I believe, the last couple of years since then. Here's Dylan Carlson, center fielder. Freed with a very good pick off the lefty with the look to first. Now a second one. He's going to actually take the pick off to first. Back on a dive is Edman. Edmundo Clapp, I believe is his name at least. The Cardinals first base coach was notorious for getting in the brawl with Pete Alonso. Barry. No. That's my dog. Excuse me, folks. Here's the pitch to Carlson in there for a strike at 89 miles an hour at the belt. So 0-1 the count to the center fielder. The Cardinals, one of the quickest teams in the league, also one of the youngest teams in the league. So they run the bases very well at a very fast rate. So there's a lot of times you see them take first to third with ease, and a lot of times the ball through the hole with a runner in second base, you can pretty much count a run for them. Freed looking to not give that up. The 0-1 is also in there for a strike, pounding the zone at 88 miles an hour. He's ahead 0-2 now. So quickly 0-2 to Dylan Carlson. Freed with a look back to Edman at first base. Now the pitch in the dirt. Nice block over there by Travis d'Arnaud. No advance by Dylan Carlson, and we'll do it again at 1-2. Cardinals once again coming into this ball game a record of 44-39, 20-23 on the road. Atlanta 48-34, who's debatably them and the Yankees have been the hottest teams in baseball so far in the summer months, with a 26-17 record at home this year. Free with a look back to first. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Popped up down the right field line, out of play. We'll do it again. Carlson battling here in a big third inning at bat. Cardinals attempting to get the pitch count up on Max Fried here this inning, who had 23 pitches through the first two innings of work, already 12, without surrendering a second out in the inning. Carlson awaiting the 1-2 pitch, the fifth of the at-bat. Here it is. It's going to be swung on and missed at 91 miles an hour. Fried took a little bit off. Looks like he went with the sinker on that one. Excuse me, it was a slider. There is 2 away. Max's fourth strikeout already tonight. Max Fried, I think, has quietly been becoming one of the best pitchers in baseball the last year or two. A tidbit for everybody. Max Fried, Jack Flaherty, and Lucas Giolito. I'm pretty sure a lot of people know those 3 names. Were all high school teammates at one point. I don't believe they're all the same age. I believe one of them was maybe a senior and the other 2 were sophomore. But cool story to know that 3 of the guys who are debatably all some of the best young pitchers in the league now, and going into their mid-20s, late 20s, Max Fried, Lucas Giolito, and Jack Flaherty, we're all on the same high school team. So very cool how things work out in that regard. I appreciate it, hardcore. How you doing, Nidings? Welcome in, man. So it'll be 2 away here in the top of the third. Paul Goldschmidt back up to bat, the NL MVP leader here in the month of July, doubled his first time up. First pitch from Fried is in there for a called strike, 0-1. At 98 miles an hour on the black. Max, you would have to like what Max is doing so far in the game. He's given up a couple base runners every inning, but he's been able to battle it and keep them from reaching scoring position to this point. 0-1 to Goldschmidt is swung on and fouled back towards the Cardinal dugout, 0-2 on the slider. And Max is 1 pitch away from getting out of the third inning with another 0 unscathed. Good to hear, Nightings. I think for this half inning, y'all, I'm going to have to make sure my dog goes out. But we won't be going anywhere. Just for those that are aware. Showing some of the fans eating some nachos down the right field line at Sud Truist Park, which I've been at the last 2 nights. I believe Super Chat is on. I don't absolutely know. Mitch set it up, not me. 0-2 to Goldschmidt is outside for a ball. I think I at least have it set up on mine, but I don't know. I'm streaming to, it looks like 6 different platforms. Your Twitch, Hardcore Twitch, I should say, Hardcore Twitter, my YouTube, and the Hardcore YouTube as well. So, got 7 viewers in here right now, which I love to see on all the different platforms. And here is pitch 40 from Max Fried. The 1-2 to Goldschmidt. Swung on and missed. 79 mile an hour slider. Took a lot more off than the previous pitch, and he is out for a 3rd inning unscathed. Again, a 1-out single from Tommy Edwin put one into no man's land on a blooper, but Max Fried comes back to strike out the next 2 people. It's 1 left, and we're still scoreless here, middle of the 3rd. Due up for Atlanta is Orlando Arcia, Michael Harris, and Ronald Acuna Jr. We're going to take a quick little break during the commercial break as soon as I finish the ticker update to let my dog out. But we will not be going anywhere. I will see you guys in just a moment's time. So, be right back. All right. The goofball went out. So you guys let me know if the microphone volume is still okay, because it's a microphone with a minimal minute movements will change the whole outcome on how you guys hear me. So you guys let me know if it's okay. He was in here a little bit ago, but I believe he's also streaming his own show. So I don't think he's still in here at this moment, but he might pop back in a little bit. I'm not absolutely sure. So we're showing the Atlanta press box with the 2021 World Champions mural, which I'll secretly say is made out of tape. A lot of people don't know that. As someone who used to be an usher at Truist Park, I've walked by that mural a couple of times and nobody's been there. You get to sometimes have to push the tape back on there, and it's secretly made out of tape, which is kind of lame to know, but still a cool little addition to the ballpark for the time being. Pitch in from Mikolas to start the bottom of the 3rd inning into the Atlanta second baseman Orlando Arcia is taken for a called strike 0-1. Arcia's had the benefit of the double rest night as he takes a 0-1 pitch out to Edmundo Sosa in the shift, fields it out cleanly, and is going to throw it over to Goldschmidt for a ground out, call it 6-3 on the putout. As I was saying about Arcia, he's had a double rest, it looks like, so far this series. Atlanta playing Phil Gosselin, who is also up in regards to the Ozzie Albies injury the first 2 nights of the series, and he's actually had a couple base hits, so I think Atlanta will take that from somebody who you won't think will be on the Major League roster much longer once Ozzie Albies returns. Here's Michael Harris, takes a pitch for a strike. So we're showing some of Max Fried's highlight moments from the World Series. 1-0 from Harris is fouled down the left field line. Max Fried talking it up with his first baseman, Matt Olson, in the dugout, maybe discussing that lawn dart that Tommy Edwin was able to drop in over all of them. Here's Harris. 1-1, swung on and missed at the 94-mile-an-hour four-seam fastball for a strike. So he's behind 1-2. These have been the two best pitchers for each team so far this year, as Harris is going to line on 1-2 down the right field line past the Braves dugout. So I think a lot of people would expect a lower scoring affair here tonight between Mikolas and Max Fried's pitching. 1-2 once again to Harris. He takes another hack at a 77-mile-an-hour curveball outside of the zone and was able to stay alive by fouling it off. Mikolas getting ready to throw his 36th pitch of the evening. Here it is, and it is swung on and missed, 96 miles an hour. He's able to just get it by the rookie. His second strikeout of the night, and there's quickly 2 away here in the second inning. Excuse me, the third inning for Atlanta, and it'll bring the top of the order back up, and there's Ronald Acuna Jr. with nobody on and 2 away. Atlanta looking for their first hit of the night. Only base runner was based on a 4-pitch walk issued to Travis Arnaud last inning. So for the people keeping score at home, the 8 put out so far tonight for the Cardinals have been 2 via the strikeout, 5 via the ground ball, and 1 via the flyout. And he's looking to get 1 more to go through Ronald Acuna Jr. to get his guys back up in a scoreless game in the 4th inning. And we'll see what Ronald Acuna has to say about that. He's 0 for 1 tonight. Here is the 0-1 from Mikolas, and it is swung on into the shift, picked up by Edmundo Sosa, and he's going to fire this one. A one-hopper to Goldschmidt, who hangs onto it nicely for the out. Acuna was able to run that one out a little bit better than the last time when he was up at bat after the stumble into the batter's box, but there is a 1-2-3 bottom of the 3rd inning for Miles Mikolas. It'll be Arenado, Juan Yepez, and Albert Pujols. When we come back in the 4th inning, we're still scoreless from Atlanta. So update the banner. This game is flying along in a way. It's still scoreless. I'd like to see some action. I know you guys would too. I would not mind if the action took a pause before it decided to show its face, though, being I am a Braves fan. But it'll remain to be seen what happens. We're going to take another update and look at scores from around the league once again. So I believe the Astros and the Royals, the last time we saw, we're about to get underway. Everything else, we already kind of had an idea of what was going on. So we're going to go give a quick update. Let's see. So the Reds are still leading 3-2 over the Mets going into the bottom of the 4th inning. The Reds were originally at 3-1 in that game. The Mets were able to pick one back up. So far the Reds holding down the fort, looking for a rare series win out in Cincinnati. The Angels have jumped on the Marlins in the 5th inning, putting up a 3 spot and still having 2 on with 2 away in the inning, facing Zach Pop out of the bullpen. The Marlins with the win would get back to 500 at 40-40 on the year. Rangers down early in Baltimore, a score of 2-0 in favor of the Baltimore Orioles with a 2-run 2nd inning, only 1 hit. So I'm guessing it might have been a long fly, it looks like, from Ryan McKenna. Bottom of the 4th inning from Philadelphia. It is a tie game at 1 apiece. Looks like Kyle Schwarber got the Phillies on the board with a homer moments ago to even up the game in the 4th inning. Yankees and Pirates, after a 2-hour rain delay, looks like they're finally getting set to get underway from PNC Park. Yankees with Severino on the mound looking to get out of Pittsburgh with a split, or I guess they could still have a game tomorrow afternoon, but we'll have to see how that goes. Rays up 4-0 after a 3-run 3rd inning on the Tampa Bay Red Sox. Those teams separated in the AL East by only a game and a half as it stands here in the month of July. Royals and Astros. Astros at 53 wins, Royals at 29, just getting underway. The top of the 1st inning with Merrifield getting ready to lead things off. And the rest of the games in the nightcap don't get started until the D-backs and Giants get ready to do battle with Alex Cobb and Merrill Kelly on the mound starting at 9:40. There's Max Fried's first pitch of the 4th inning as we get back set in Atlanta to Nolan Arenado for a ball 1-0. up towards the elbow of the Cardinals' third baseman. See how Max comes back with a 1-0, popped up. Who wants it? Looks like Olsen is going to call off everybody else. So 2 pitches and quickly 1 out in the top of the 4th inning. That's a big guy you want to get. Someone whose power numbers have dipped a little bit since leaving Coors Field, but still a threat with the bat, and who's had one of his, I think, better seasons than the last couple of years of his career, Arenado. And Max Fried has been able to retire him the first 2 times here tonight. You like the sound of that. Atlanta, who's 10 outs so far tonight, have become 3 via the strikeout, 6 via the flyout, and 1 on the ground ball. That'll bring back up Juan Yepez with a 277 average, 11 homers, and 26 ribbies. Of course, the former Brave, as we discussed earlier, came over in the Matt Adams trade. 43rd pitch of the night for Max Fried. It's going to be fouled down the right field line at a 75-mile-an-hour curve, and we're quickly ahead 0-1. Everybody's enjoying their evening, taking their time out to watch this production here on the Hardcore Sports Networks between the Braves and Cardinals. That 0-1 pitch is going to be flared out to Orlando Arcia, played in the right spot, and there's quickly 2 away. Arcia putting up the 2 to show 2 away. And here is on the ESPN telecast. Of course, you guys can't see it. They're showing the Kyle Schwarber home run is 26th of the year already, which is crazy enough. He's already 2 for 2 in the former National, technically, with the tying home run in the 4th. Here's Albert Pujols, the machine, 1 for 1 with the single so far to here tonight. 4 homers, 17 ribbies, and an average of just under 200 at 195 on the year. Atlanta looking to keep him under the Mendoza line throughout the rest of this series, but I expect him to be over that mark by the end of the year. First pitch by Max Fried is a looping 76-mile-an-hour curve in there for a strike, 0-1. Fried pounding the zone, only 5 pitches so far thrown in the inning, and he's already retired 2. He would like to, I think, be able to get through this inning very quickly with the meat of the Atlanta order due up. But he's got to get through one more guy to do so, and that's a long-time lefty killer, Albert Pujols. 0-1 by Pujols is smacked down the line, and it's going to play off the facade. Eddie Rosario there to cut it off. They're going to send Pujols to second. He's in there sliding in safely. Pujols' second hit of the night off the Atlanta lefties there to give a quick fake jab to Orlando Arcia. He's going to give a look to Adam Wainwright in the dugout, and there's a 2-out double there by Albert Pujols. And that's a way to get your average back up towards the Mendoza line with a double down the line. Was able to knock off the facade sticking out towards the left field seating and was able to die in the dirt, so he was able to turn a single into a double. A-Rod giving his Go Albert chance. So Max Fried will have to settle back in and buckle down to get one more out. You would think a single hit 2 weakly through the infield would not be enough to score the Cardinals' designated hitter standing at second base. But that remains to be seen. Sosa down 0-1. Trying to say what he did last time. It doesn't specifically say he flew out to right in the second inning. Here's the 0-1 from Max. Checked his swing. Umpire at home plate says he went for a strike, and it's quickly 0-2. So here is Max Fried getting ready to make his 49th pitch of the evening. Here it is to Sosa. It is chopped on down the right field side. Picked up by Olsen with a 3-step walk to the bag. He'll touch it himself, and that will do it. It'll be a 2-out double from Albert Pujols, the 4th straight inning where Max Fried puts up a 0 while also surrendering a hit. We're through 3.5 from Atlanta. We are still scoreless. So let's update this again, shall we? Our pop-up ad decides to show its face. How are we doing tonight, y'all? I know there's a couple viewers that have started to linger away, being it is a quieter series of events here in this ball game, but I appreciate the ones that have decided to stick around, and I know we'll probably have a couple more that decide to pop in throughout the night. I know Hardcore has a couple different streams going on, so maybe we've lost a couple due to the couple different things that are eligible to watch, but let's hope that the viewers come back for maybe the meat of this game. So, let's see, I'm checking something on Twitter right here. This is regarding the Atlanta ace Mike Soroka of 2019, who hasn't pitched since the second week of August, early in the 2020 season. He suffered an Achilles tear and has also had shoulder injuries since that, and is on his rehab tour and is having a setback. He was hit on the knee by a comebacker earlier, which Atlanta fans, including me, don't like to see. But knowing that it's not something, I guess, too extremely unethical, I should say, for Mike Soroka, being it wasn't the shoulder or Achilles that gave him a setback. It was a little comeback off the knee, which probably will slow his recovery about a week or so. But being there's an all-star break, and I think that was where they originally planned to push him at, I don't think it's the worst thing in the world. So we'll get ready here for the bottom of the fourth inning. Dansby Swanson, Matt Olson, the lefty, and Austin Riley due up here in the inning. So here we go. First pitch to Dansby Swanson is in for a ball on the left side of the plate towards the left-hander batter's box, so it'll be 1-0. Mikolas throwing his 39th pitch of the outing. See, I'm starting to consider turning just sound off the TV and listening to you. I appreciate it, man. I do my best. 1-0 pitch by Dansby Swanson is driven out towards right field. Back on it on the track is, looks like Juan Yepez to make the play, and there's one away here in the bottom of the fourth. Let me finish this comment. Yeah, they do, especially with A-Rod in the booth. That's going to happen, and I know he's not usually in there for the Sunday night games. He's been moved to the Wednesday night telecast, but makes it even worse for us. But I appreciate if you decide to do so, man. It means a lot. Here's Olson. 0 for 1 here tonight. He lined out to right field his first time up. He checks his swing on the first pitch he sees, so it'll be 1-0 the count. Atlanta still looking at a goose egg in the hit column while the Cardinals, with one in every inning, 4. Olson takes a 1-0 pitch right down the middle at Broadway, an 85-mile-an-hour curveball for a strike. And that's a changeup, excuse me. I'm having a hard time distinguishing all of the off speeds. That's going to be a 1-0 into the shift. Arnoud with a great play, and Goldschmidt's able to keep his toe on the bag. Holy cow, that's the 9-time Gold Glover, Nolan Arenado, making a jump throw, and it looks like Atlanta might check to see if Goldschmidt caught it on the bag or not. If he wouldn't, looks like Olson would be safe at the bag, but it looks like he's going to retire himself to the dugout two-way. But wow, what a play. He's made a couple of diamond gems so far on this Cardinals road trip. That's what it takes to be a 9-time Gold Glover, to make those plays look routine, and he did every bit of that. Goldschmidt kept the toe on the bag too. That's amazing. Wow. That's where being a professional telecast, it makes it a lot easier to describe what was going on. I hope I did my best in that regard, but that was a great play. So after the defensive third baseman making a great play in the field, here is the offensive first baseman for the Braves, Austin Riley, quickly up 2-0 on the count. Riley grounded out to second in his first appearance to the plate. As we near the middle innings of this affair, 2 out to Riley is also outside, so it's been 3 straight slider and curves off the outside of the plate, which is going to set up a potential green light here. I wouldn't be surprised at there being 2 outs if Mikolas decides to just give Riley something to see in the bottom of the zone, if not ball 4. And which he does give him something in the zone to see. It is going to be a drive out to left field for a base hit. Donovan in there to play it on a hop, and it'll be the first hit for the Braves tonight. It's a fantasy point for your guy. And it is a 2-out single for Austin Riley, which will keep the inning going for Travis d'Arnaud. Saw the four-seamer. It wasn't quite a green light, but it was in the zone enough for Riley to pull the trigger, and he connected with it for an infield for a knock through the infield. Ooh, excuse me, y'all. I'm trying to mute my mic every time I yawn. I haven't caught every one of them, but I'm trying my best. A lot of Cardinals you see on the list for the all-time Gold Gloves. Brooks Robinson, the longtime Oriole, with 16. Schmidt with 10. Arenado with 9. And there's somebody else on the list. It was a Cardinal that I've already... His name has already slipped my mind as they continue to go back to the replay. It's 0-1 to d'Arnaud. Here at bottom of the fourth inning. We're in a scoreless affair. I haven't said so already. Mikolas' 49th pitch of the evening is thrown outside, but appealing enough for Travis d'Arnaud to swing and miss at it. Not the slider. So it's 0-2. He left the first slider hanging over the middle in the heart of the zone, as you guys can see on our score bug over here. But was able to go back to that same pitch. And it was appealing enough for Travis to track it outside the zone. 0-2, 94-mile-an-hour pitch is going to be flied out to straightaway center field. Over there to catch it in stride is Dylan Carlson. And that will do it for the Braves in the fourth inning. It's a 2-out single by Austin Riley, but a great play by Arnoud, more importantly, with 1 away in the inning. And that'll retire the side. We're through 4 from Atlanta. We are still scoreless between the Redbirds and the world champions. Let's update the bug again for you guys. Hope everybody's still enjoying their evening. I have so far. Enjoyed hanging out with you guys. Excuse me. I'm going to share the link out to a couple extra people. The more the merrier in here, am I right? So we're at the hour and 9-minute mark here tonight. Game going by quickly with the 2 aces for each club doing their thing respectively. And it remains to be seen if that will change or if that will continue for 9 innings tonight. Because you've got to score 1 to win, as most people know. And neither team has been successful in doing so yet here tonight. Shout out to the couple people in chat here still sticking with us. So get ready for the 5th inning of action here tonight. So it'll be Brendan Donovan stepping in for his second time tonight. First pitch from Max Fried in the 5th inning is outside for a ball at 96 miles an hour. Donovan flew out to left his first time up in the 2nd inning. It will be Donovan, Kisner, and Edmund top of the order due up here in the 5th inning. The 0-1 or 1-0 is on the ground to Arcia, flips over to Olsen for 1 away. So, wow, the home run derby is actually July 18th. Oh. That'll be during my broadcast camp, which is cool to know. It's a cool little feature. There'll be a lot of Braves in that game, so I wonder if we're going to be all able to watch it together. I'm sure we will. Remains to be seen how they plan it out, though. So here is Andrew Kisner, takes a first pitch curveball, knuckling at the knees for a strike, and he's behind 0-1. Max Fried, 52 pitches thrown here as we enter the 5th inning of action. Yes, I did update the score bug. I was about to double check myself, but I have. Pat myself on the shoulder for that one. Fried working quickly here. 0-1 on the way. A ball at 94 miles an hour. With the sign, here's the 1-1 from Fried. A ball. Back-to-back pitches too far inside from the left-hander, and it's 2-1 in favor of Kisner. It's 2-1 pitch. And there for a call strike, Max, and looks like Travis Arnoud with good framing on that one, able to steal that one for a strike. It looks like we were bound to have a 3-1 count, but no on that one. So it's 2-2 the count to the catcher, Andrew Kisner. Checking on a couple scores from around the league to update everybody on once we get through this half inning. 2-2 pitch from Max Fried is fouled back off the screen, and we'll do it again. Travis Arnoud out there to catch it like it was in the field of play. Due up for Atlanta in the bottom of the inning, it will be Azuna, the designated hitter, followed by the lefty Eddie Rosario and Orlando Arcia. Max Fried looking to get through Kisner and Edman before we get there. Cardinals have had a base hit in every inning so far as the 2-2 is high and we're full. Max Fried has not surrendered a walk yet, but 1 ball, and we might be at that point. $57 pitches for Max. Here's the 3-2. It's going to be swung on out towards right field. Acuna on a great break, and he's going to catch it on the warning track, takes 2 steps and puts his hands up to touch the padding, and there's 2 away. A 3-2 ball. It looks like Max Fried, it caught a little bit too much of the plate for his liking, but Atlanta's right fielder, Acuna, with a great jump on it to potentially steal extra bases from Kisner, and there's 2 away to start the 5th inning. So it'll bring back up Tommy Edman, who's 1 for 2 with a single. That was in the 3rd inning, his first inning attempt. He grounded out to Austin Riley to start the ball game. They're showing Dale Murphy's retired number 3 here in Atlanta. 59th pitch from Max Fried as he does battle with Edman for the 3rd time. He jumps ahead 0-1 with a called strike on the corner. Max Fried working the fly ball here tonight. Atlanta more of a ground ball pitching team, but doing what he can in the humidity tonight to work and get outs. And he's 1 out away from his 5th 0 here tonight. It's 1-1 to Edman. Max is throwing close to 100 pitches a couple times so far this year. 1-1 pitches in there for a strike, 83 miles an hour on the black, and he's ahead 1-2 on the St. Louis second baseman. Atlanta outfielders are showing on the telecast. Rosario in left, Harris, the rookie, in center, and of course the star, Ronald Acuna Jr. in right. The NLCS hero, the rookie, and the franchise guy, all respectively. 1-2. It's fouled down the left field line off the screen. And we'll do it again. This will be the 63rd pitch from the southpaw Max Fried out of Southern California. As we mentioned earlier, was on the same high school team as other debatable aces around the league. White Sox starter Lucas Giolito, and of course coming back from rehab here sooner than later, Cardinals starter Jack Flaherty. Fried with the sign from Darno. Here is the 1-2, and it is chopped on the ground, foul towards the Cardinals dugout. This will be the 6th pitch of the inning for Max. Dylan Carlson waiting on deck, who's 0 for 2 so far tonight. Middle innings from Atlanta were scoreless. here in a third game of a 4-game series. Atlanta winning the first 2 games by a final score of 6-3 on the 4th of July. And most recently last night, a 7-1 Atlanta victory. Cardinals looking to jump back up and at least have a chance to split the series. 1-2 pitch from Edman is driven out towards Acuna, who takes a couple steps in to glide on it, and he'll put it away for the third out. A 1-2-3 inning, the first time tonight for Max Fried. He's put up 5 zeros, but his first 1-2-3 inning of the ball game. And we're halfway home. Ozuna, Rosario, and Arcia do it for Atlanta when we come back in the bottom of the 5th inning. You're still watching and listening to the Hardcore Sports Network. All right. Appreciate you for letting me know that, Michael. So we await the bottom of the 5th inning here. So it'll be Ozuna, the designated hitter, followed by the left fielder Eddie Rosario, who just made his rehab return on 4th of July, and Orlando Arcia, the second baseman, play for he's had a decent offensive year for the Braves. He was originally supposed to be one of the utility guys, but has had a good bit of playing time with the Ronald Acuna injury, of course, still lingering in the month of April, and now with Ozzy Albies being out with his foot fracture. He should be back probably in the next couple weeks, probably about the All-Star break, if not recently after it for the Braves. He's gotten a lot of playing time. He's done well enough, I think, for the Atlanta management liking, Brian Snicker and company, along with Eric Young and Ron Washington, the base coaches, first and third. Sal Fasano, the bullpen catcher. Rick Kranitz, the pitching coach. Javi Lopez, the catching coach. I'm sorry, it's not Javi Lopez, it's Eddie Perez. But Ozuna's getting ready to set in here for the bottom of the 5th. I'm going to mute my mic really quick to take a sip of my drink. And you guys let me know, chat, or if my microphone gets to a point where it's heavy breathing again, which that's my bad. Hard to tell. The minimal movements will change a lot on the volume. So it's 1-0 to Ozuna here as he takes a 1-0 pitch deep to left field. That ball is gone. Marcell Ozuna with the homer against his former ball club. And it is 1-0 Atlanta here in the bottom of the 5th. Ozuna's 17th long fly of the year. Mark at 445 feet off the bat. Exit velocity of 110 miles an hour. And it is 1-0 world champions here off of Mikolas here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Wow, he got every stitch of that ball and more. Little hug for Arcia on the way back to the dugout. That's what you're needed. That's what you're there to do as a designated hitter, is to hit the ball out of the yard and at least get yourself on base. Ozuna not been the greatest this year, just working singles and keeping his on-base percentage up, but the slugging and power numbers are kind of where Atlanta wants him. I think that's where he's playing a lot. Now, Eddie Rosario's first pitch he sees is down the left field line, the ball boy over there to cut it off. Heredia in there in the dugout, the Atlanta clubhouse clown to greet Ozuna in the dugout with the pink swords. Appreciate the updates, Michael. I need that. Now, Eddie Rosario, his 0-1 is also gone. Eddie Rosario and the Braves go back-to-back. His first home run of the year, his third game back from eye surgery dating back to 4th of July after missing 2.5 months from eye surgery. And just like that, with 2 back-to-back jacks, bombs away in Atlanta, GA. It's 2-0 world champions. Wow, that ball 407 feet out towards the chop house, an exit velo of 101. And the party is starting to happen here once again, the third night in a row in Atlanta. We had a half a game going in the middle of the fifth inning of scoreless baseball, and Atlanta has come out with 2 long flies to start the bottom of the inning. I didn't even get a chance to sip my drink at the beginning of the inning like I spoke about. If I would have, I might have had the missed opportunity to call one of those long flies for Atlanta. And Eddie Rosario and Marcell Ozuna go back to back. Now stepping into the box is Orlando Arcia, the Atlanta second baseman, who takes ball 1 on a check swing. Arcia is 0 for 1 tonight. He grounded out to the shortstop in the third inning his first time up. Eddie Rosario down the line showing the eye can see to the dugout. And Ozuna, and I think what's funny is Ozuna and Rosario are 2 guys that the Braves have had for different timelines. You know, Ozuna came over after the 2019 season after being with the Cardinals. Now Orlando Arcia, hold that thought, is going to line this one out to left field. Over there to make the play on it is the rookie Brendan Donovan, and there's one away. The 57th pitch for Mikolas. That ball was hit at 103 miles an hour off the bat. How you doing, LGC? LGZ, I should say. yeah. But I guess to finish the point I was talking about is Ozuna and Rosario were 2 guys that Atlanta's had for different periods of time. Ozuna came over during the 2020 season. I mean, of course, at the time Atlanta was, and of course the whole league was looking at a full major league season before the COVID shortage. Here is Michael Harris, whose first pitch is fouled off the catch protector of Andrew Kisner behind the plate, and he's behind 0-1. One of my friends, Michael Harris, is texting me, who's also in the stream, so shout out to him while Michael Harris is at bat. So maybe he'll hit a long fly for him as well, the third of the inning. 0-1 to Harris. Swung on and missed an 89-mile-an-hour slider. And it's 0-2. So Mikolas was cruising there for 4 innings and has had to battle back to get the first down of the inning. Now 0-2 on Harris. Acuna waiting on deck will be up next. It's 2-0 Braves here in the 5th inning. When I get a chance to, I'll finish that story. So it's 1-2 to Harris. Finishing the story on the Rosario-Ozuna timeline. Of course, everybody knows what happens in May of 2021. Ozuna not having the best year, breaks his hand in Fenway, and less than a week later, while being at home on the injured list, situation occurs as described down there. 1-2 by Harris is smacked on a comebacker to Mikolas, who flips on the bag to Goldschmidt for the second out of the inning. So with that, Ozuna was done for the year. He was not only on the injured list, but he was also on designated leave, as I believe they call it. And so, of course, at the deadline, with the Atlanta outfield struggling mightily with, Christian Pache not being at the MLB level hitting-wise, Ronald Acuna Jr. tearing his ACL, Atlanta was having an outfield in the months of summer with Orlando Arcia, who's had a better year offensively in left field. He was the left fielder last year. You had Almonte in right field, the lefty, who's no longer part of the team, and Guillermo Heredia was an everyday center fielder in Atlanta. Had to go make updates at the outfield for the deadline. They were able to bring back Adam Duvall, Jorge Soler, of course, the World Series MVP. They were able to acquire Eddie Rosario for Pablo Sandoval, the National League Championship Series MVP in the month of August, end of July, and Jock Peterson, and the rest is history. And of course, Ozuna being eligible to come back and return strictly as a designated hitter this year with the rule being applied. It's been great to see, and these guys have probably only played a handful of games together. It's 0-2 quickly to Acuna here in the bottom of the 5th inning, who Acuna has grounded out to the second baseman and shortstop his first and second times up. And he's behind 0-2 here. And Mikolas looking to bounce back after giving up back-to-back homers in the 5th. And he's going to throw that 0-2 high. A good snag by Kisner to keep it from hitting the umpire, the backstop, and it's 1-2. 64 pitches on the night for Miles. And I'll fix the banner here on the bottom when we get to the end of the inning officially. 1-2 to Acuna. Chopped on down the right field line off the screen. And it's going to trickle down by the Braves dugout on top of it. And that was smoked. So I think Atlanta's starting to pick up a good bit of Mikolas's velocity, as it's 2-2 to Acuna. He throws that one as a waste pitch in the dirt. Shout out to everybody who's still with us here on all the platforms here tonight. Of course, my channel, Blake Newsome, and my Twitch at BNaddle5. Both of the hardcore, as it's 2-2 to Acuna, chopped on and fouled away at the plate. We'll do it again. both of the hardcore sports platforms on Twitter, Twitch, and YouTube, and of course my Twitter as well, which for those of you that are not following me on there, make sure to go ahead and give me a follow. I talk all sports on there. I'll give you guys a follow back at Newsom, Newsom, Sports ATL. That's Newsom, Newsom, Sports ATL. Follow my Twitter. Thank you very much. As that 2-2 pitch is swung on and missed by Mikolas, got him with the 95-mile-an-hour heat. But that will do it for the inning. But Atlanta with 2 big flies to start the inning and get the scoring opening here through 5 innings. In Atlanta, a solo jack to start the inning by Marcell Ozuna was followed up by a big Eddie Rosario solo homer to the chop house, something that Atlanta fans are very happy to see. And through 5 innings from Atlanta, it is now a 2-0 Braves lead. We'll be right back. All right. Let's get ready for some 6th-inning action. Max Fried, close to 70 pitches on the night, will come out for a 6th inning of work, I would presume, to face Dylan Carlson, who's over 2 for 2 strikeouts, and the 2 big boppers in the lineup, Paul Goldschmidt, the NL MVP, at least at this point in time here in July, who's 1 for 2 with a strikeout. He doubled in the 1st inning, and Arenado, who's 0 for 2, and you'd like to keep him that way if you're Max Fried and save him for the bullpen to have an issue with. So yeah, once again for the Cardinals, it's 2-3-4, Carlson, Goldschmidt, and Arenado. The center fielder, first and third baseman due up in the 6th inning. So they're getting ready to get back set. They've just come back on the broadcast. Here for the 6th inning, Max Fried still out there looking to put up his 6th 0 of the game. If not, at least keep his team in the lead. A quick inning would presumably give him a shot to go through 7. But it was back-to-back homers from the Braves in the bottom of the 5th to start the inning off of Mikolas to get the scoring going. There's the first pitch of the inning to Dylan Carlson. It's outside for a ball, 1-0. 1-0. Taken for a strike. Carlson didn't believe so. It looks like it might have been a up for debate behind the plate. The umpire rules it with a strike, and it's 1-1. Carlson not winning the Golden Sombrero. He's 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts so far tonight. Here's the 1-1 from Fried in the dirt. Good snag down there to keep it from rolling to the backstop by d'Arnaud. It's 2-1. Working quickly still here is Max Fried, and it's 3-1 the count now to the center fielder Dylan Carlson. That's the last thing you want to do if you're Max Fried, is work all that way to get some momentum to then give it right back with a leadoff walk. You don't want to bring the tying run to the plate in either Goldschmidt or Arenado. We'll have to battle back here. It's going to be a called time at the plate by Carlson. He's not quite ready for the 3-1. 3-1 is taken inside for a ball, and Max Fried issues his first pass of the night to start off the 6th inning, something you don't want to see. So Max Fried's going to take a little trip around the rubber, collect his thoughts, and get some rosin back on the baseball, as that'll bring up the Cardinals first baseman, Paul Goldschmidt, of 34, almost 35 years of age, is having a career year. So here we are. 70th pitch of the ball game here for Max Fried, working in his 6th inning of action. A look to first base. And, the first pitch is down in the dirt, swung out and missed by Goldschmidt. Fooled him with that one. So you guys can see by the splits here before they go away. Max Fried trying to pitch. It looks like Goldschmidt doesn't hit the ball as well on the outside corners. So maybe that's where Max Fried has been looking for. He's been able to strike him out on pitches about in this region here in his last at bat. So 0-1 on the first baseman, Max Fried with another look to first as he fires in an 0-1 pitch at 89 mile an hour, swing and a miss, right in the zone that you would think he'd be looking for over in the corner. And he's jumped ahead 0-2 on the first baseman. First time in a couple innings he's worked from the stretch instead of the full windup, so it'll be interesting to see how that turns out for Max. Of course, the 27, soon to be 28-year-old out of the LA San Diego area. It's become a great find for the Atlanta Braves farm system. Traded it in the Justin Upton, Craig Kimbrell deals. The 0-2 pitch is lined into center field for a base hit. In there to pick it up quickly is Michael Harris, but looks like Goldschmidt was able to rear back and swing away at that 0-2. And he finds himself the outfield grass for a base hit. So the Cardinals threatening here to start the top of the 6th inning on the four-seamer. And it's 2-1, nobody out here. That'll bring up Nolan Arenado. I wouldn't be surprised if you see the Atlanta pitching coach, Rick Kranitz, coming out to give Max Fried a first visit of the night. Man. So that'll make it 5 hits on the evening for the Cardinals, 3 for Atlanta. Arnoud with one swing in the bat can change the outcome of this game dramatically and give the Cardinals the lead as his first pitch for Max Fried is high for a ball at 96 miles an hour. Max Fried working, I think, his highest stress inning so far tonight. We'll see how it turns out. 74th pitch on the 1-0 count, a swung on and missed. Got him with the high heat. Arenado knows he swung out a bad pitch there and he whiffed on it, so it's 1-1. I think Max Fried would like to change in a strikeout for a double play of some sorts here, with the Atlanta ground ball defense being as elite as it is, and the Cardinals having one of the better ground ball defenses in the league too. So these are two teams that are able to turn a 2-ball if given the opportunity to, with Arenado, Sosa, Edman, and Goldschmidt. And of course for Atlanta, it's 1-2 now to Arenado. Swung and missed at the 1-1. For Atlanta, Riley, Dansby, Ozzie, and Olsen, also one of the better defensive units. When the catchers are healthy, you maybe give the notch to St. Louis defensively. Of course, Yadier Molina rehabbing and looking to come back for the final second half of his career. One of the best defensive catchers all time, maybe a first ballot Hall of Famer. And for the Braves, Travis d'Arnaud, not the best with the arm, but one of the better framers in the league with a good bat. 1-2 to Arenado. Here's Max Fried's pitch, and it is lined down the line. Riley picks it up, taps the bag for one, throws it to first. It's a double play. Call it a 5-3 double play, a rare one that you see nowadays, but that was a great heads-up play by the young third baseman to tap the bag to get the force and throws it on to first base, and that is exactly what the doctor ordered. Took it in stride on the hot corner, played perfectly in the shift, and got Arenado at first by a good 3 or 4 steps, and that is a crucial double play to this point of the ball game. And that will bring up the former Brave, as we mentioned a couple times tonight in the Matt Adams trade in 2017, Juan Yepez, who's had a good amount of playing time with the injuries that the Cardinals have had in their outfield, which, along with a lot of rookies who have had a chance to shine, which, in my personal opinion, it gives me a lot of promise in the Cardinals' future. First pitch is outside for a ball. Gives me a lot of promise in the Cardinals' future, knowing that it could be the last year for all of Wainwright, Pujols, and Yadier Molina. Longtime Cardinals, of course. Pujols just coming back after spending a decade away. Good to see him back in the Cardinal red. But with all the rookies coming up and doing their thing, you like what the future of this franchise is going. And if you're losing 3 debatably first ballot Hall of Famers and replacing them with rookies who can get after it, and of course the Cardinals have a lot of money coming in the books here in the next year or two. You're going to get Jack Flaherty back healthy at some point. He's not going to continue to be this lingering injury problem. He's a better pitcher than that. Look out. The Cardinals are going to be a good team in the National League for many years to come, along with the Milwaukee Brewers. So you hope that the Reds, Pirates, or Cubs will be able to turn it around. I think the Cubs would probably be the first team to do so, being so they're more in a retool than rebuild. But it'll remain to be seen. But at least you can count on two really good teams in the National League Central every year for the next couple of years, being the St. Louis Cardinals, who have the most world championships in the World Series championships in the National League, behind the New York Yankees and the whole league, and the Milwaukee Brewers, who have yet to win one but have been in the postseason the last 4 years. 1-1 from Fried is right down the middle for a 98-mile-an-hour foul ball. And Max Fried, looking on at his 80th pitch, is one pitch away from getting out of his 6th inning in a row unscathed. So Schwarber just hit his second home run of the night at the middle of the inning. We'll update ourselves on scores around the league. I'm getting a lot of compliments from people, from texting me or from the chat, saying that I'm doing a great job on the Chillicast tonight, and I appreciate it, y'all. I really do. Something I plan to do in the future is to do this broadcasting thing. I like to say that I'm pretty good at what I do so far, but hope to do it for a long time down the line. How you doing, TJ? Welcome to the stream, man. Good to hear from you. So it's a 1-2 pitch for Max Fried. In the dirt, spiked, and that's going to actually advance Goldschmidt to third base on that one. So d'Arnaud not able to quite keep it in front of him. It spurts down the first base line. So a base hit will definitely bring home a run for the Cardinals here, but a strike at the plate would also end the inning for Atlanta. So a bunch of action. We were asking for it after, the half the game had gone by, and it was a 0-0 game, but here we are. The Cardinals have had a threatening top of the 6th inning, and Atlanta's not out of it just yet, but Atlanta with 2 runs in the 5th, 2 solo shots as it was from Ozuna, and Eddie Rosario has it at a 2-0 ball game. But Max Fried working on his 81st pitch with a big pitch here to make to hopefully set the Cardinals down once again. Here's the 2-2. Chopped away down the left field line, and we'll do it again. It is a 3-2. I know, a little spoiler to what we're going to talk about in the middle of the inning. 3-2 Reds lead in the 6th inning in Great American Ballpark over the New York Mets. 2 rivals of the teams playing here tonight, the Cardinals and Braves. Not the biggest fans of the New York Mets or the Cincinnati Reds, so 2 rivals colliding in 2 different sets of matchups here this 4th of July week. So we come to you on the night of July 6th, 2022. 2-2 once again for Max Fried. Swung on and missed. He got him. Drop third strike. d'Arnaud applies the tag at the plate, and that will do it for the Cardinals' 6th inning. It'll be Dansby Swanson, Olsen, and Austin Riley due up in the bottom of the 6th. Make it 6 scoreless for Max Fried, and you think he might be able to get you another one if there's lefties due up next inning. But we're through 5.5 from Atlanta. It is a 2-0 Braves lead. We're going to drop back down that score bug to make sure that no ads or videos decide to pop up, and we'll update the score bug real quick before we give you guys updates on all the scores from around the league. Let's do that. Saw just a couple moments ago it was a 2-0 Cardinals. Excuse me, hiccup there. A 3-2 Reds lead in the 6th inning. So let's go through it. It's the top of the 6th inning from Cincinnati. It's a full count to Thomas Nido with the runner on first base for the New York Mets, and that game is nowhere near over in Great American Ballpark. But so far, the Reds giving the Atlanta Braves a helpful hand here tonight. I don't think the Cardinals are needing much help in the Reds loss column. I feel like they've already separated themselves a good bit to worry about their rivals for the rest of the year. In Miami, the 39-40 Marlins, who are on a 6-game winning streak, had a chance to get back to 500 tonight, and it looks like it's not going to be the night to do so. Shohei Ohtani, with a 2-run single in the top of the 7th inning, gives the Angels a 5-1 lead in the 7th inning on Lone Depot. So the Angels looking to get a big win here in the summer months to starve off their death spiral. Top of the 7th in Camden Yards, the Rangers were able to get one back in the 5th inning, but it's still a 2-1 Orioles lead as we stand here in the 7th inning. The Phillies are up 2-1 off 2 Kyle Schwarber solo home runs against his former team, the Washington Nationals. That game is in the 7th inning. Again, a 2-1 Phillies lead, who were staring up at the Braves and the Mets in the National League East standings. The Pirates and Yankees got underway just a little while ago after a rain delay at PNC Park. It is scoreless in the middle of the 3rd inning between the Buccos and the league best record-wise, the New York Yankees. Still a 4-0 Tampa Bay Rays lead in the 6th inning in Fenway Park. 2 teams that are separated by only a game and a half in the standings in the month of July in the AL East race. Royals still up 4-1 after a 3-run first inning, added on another in the second. The Astros, were able to get one back, but it is a 4-0 Royals lead in that one. Christian Javier is on the mound, and that's one of my guys. So in fantasy, I would like the Astros to maybe be able to keep the wounds from expanding there. And we're less than an hour away from the Giants and D-backs getting underway from the desert. Rockies and Dodgers from Chavez Ravine. Jose Urena on the mound. A lot of Braves fans, and of course, I guess Tigers fans know that name. As Dansby Swanson sets back in. And I guess earlier today, the Tigers sweep the Cleveland Guardians, who are now back to 500 on the year. A 8-2 victory. The White Sox did a comeback walk-off in the bottom of the 10th. 9-8 as they were able to salvage a sweep there in a big series for them in the summer over the Minnesota Twins. The Cubs get a snatch and back victory on getaway day from the Brewers, a final score of 2-1. Blue Jays also win in late innings in Oakland with a Matt Chapman homer against his former team against the Oakland Athletics. And that's what's going on. We'll check in a little while later once again. So it is 2-1 on Dansby Swanson here. I guess 2-1, I should say, not 2-1. Make it 3-1 now to the Atlanta shortstop, who is in a heavy battle for the starting shortstop spot. You would think both are going to play at some point. It's just a matter of who's going to play the first 3 innings and who's going to play the next 3 to 4 in the All-Star game. 3-1 pitched by Dansby Swanson is given a nice ride out to left field. Taken in by the chest is Brendan Donovan, moving to his left in left field to make the out. There's one away. I appreciate it, TJ. That's my buddy. So, as we are in the bottom of 6th inning of work, as you can see, Atlanta only 3 hits tonight registered, but 2 of them were big flies. And the Cardinals, after having 4 innings of stranding a runner on, Max Fried was able to bounce back with a 1-2-3 5th inning and got a big double play there in the 6th inning to keep him scoreless, and of course a strikeout to finish the job. Olsen now up 1-0 on Miles Mikolas. His 75th pitch is on the black for a strike at 93. Good framing there by Andrew Kisner, and it's 1-0. Waino in the dugout showing his liking for the call, throwing up the strike. The Georgia native Adam Wainwright, former Brave, one of the better trades for the Cardinals in history, one of the more lopsided trades in the backlash for the Braves. Atlanta got 2 All-Stars at the time in the 2005 season to continue their 14-year streak. The 2-1 pitch to Olsen is chop foul. The Adam Wainwright trade in the spring of 2005. Atlanta was trying to continue their window after not winning a World Series since the year 1995. Atlanta was trying to continue the streak of winning the East and making deep postseason runs, and that window was closing, so they had to give up some prospects for All-Stars at the time on the St. Louis Cardinals. And Atlanta got a great year out of both those guys, but Adam Wainwright was in that package for the Cardinals, and they turned that into a couple Cy Youngs, a couple World Series, and a couple any award you can think of for the Cardinals right-hander, and they reaped every benefit of that trade. Still spends his off seasons in the Brunswick Darien. Shout out to my friend Sanders who lives in that area. I hope he's listening here tonight. Who knows? Adam Wainwright by Mr. Wainwright. 2-2 pitches swung on and missed in the dirt. He got him with the looks like the curveball, and that's Mikolas' 4th strikeout of the night. And that'll set down Olsen. So it's quickly 2 away. A good bounce back inning so far there by Miles Mikolas. Reds were able to get out of the jam in the 6th inning, and it's still a 3-2 Reds lead going into the bottom of the 6th inning at Great American Ballpark. So Austin Riley is the last chance for the Atlanta 6th at this point in time. Was 1 for 2, singled on a 3-0 count his last time up into left field for a base hit. It was Atlanta's only hit of the night that has not resulted in a homer. He's up 1-0 in the count. Mikolas about to throw his 81st pitch. You think of Atlanta as able to get another base runner on here this inning and force Mikolas to throw another couple stress pitches that they might call it on Mikolas for the night. But it remains to be seen if it's a quick out on Riley or not. He's going to call time. Oliver Marmol, I believe at least it's how you say his name. The Cardinals manager's first year of service. It just turned 36 a couple of months ago. Or excuse me, actually this week, July 2nd, as they were talking about earlier. He's having a great year as the first year in the Cardinals management office. So it is 2-0 to Austin Riley. Lead off the slider outside and the four-seam inside, and he's going to call time once again. I don't think he's clearly on the same page here this at-bat with Mikolas Kisner in the home plate umpire. We went over his name earlier, but I've already forgotten it. 3-0. So this is the second at-bat in a row that Riley has forced himself into a great hitter's at-bat. The first time around, he was able to single it into left field. So I wonder if Mikolas will just toss this at-bat to the side and work with Travis Arnaud instead, or if he'll give Riley another something to hit here on a 3-0 count. Which it is a 3-0 curveball on the dirt, a great frame there by Kisner. Riley was 2 steps out of the batter's box, making his way to first base, but he's going to have to turn around and come back for a 3-1. Mikolas shaking off a couple signs from Kisner, finally likes the pitch he sees. And the 3-1 is swung on and driven into the gap by Austin Riley. He has done it again. A quick cutoff there by Dylan Carlson. Riley hustling into second base, and he's going to be in there sliding and safely. Austin Riley with this second hit of the night off a 3-1 count gets himself in a great situation. Carlson has to lob one in there to force himself from not giving up a walk, and I think he would rather have done so, giving up a 2-bagger instead of a free 1-bagger. And that's going to extend the inning here with a runner in scoring position for the Atlanta catcher Travis d'Arnaud, who's also in the All-Star voting. Riley's power numbers have been on a surge again the last week or so, but finally able to get 2 hits inside the yard here tonight to maybe work on that on-base percentage a little bit as well. Also bring the average up. But here's Travis d'Arnaud, 0 for 1 with a walk in his first inning. They're going to have Kisner come out and talk to Mikolas here. I don't believe that's going to be it for Mikolas as a whole. It looks like it's just going to be a discussion. I've yet to see a management come up. The bullpen is alive and working. A couple people stretching, but no one on the rubber just yet. But a lot of people ready to go into action if needed here in the 6th inning. The Tomahawk Chop playing. The lights dim down low at Truist Park. A beautiful scene to be seen every night in the summer and spring and fall. At this point in the year, we are in the summer months. And the Braves looking for their 3rd straight victory here in a 4-game series over the Cardinals and improve 1 win away from 50. With the Reds leading 3-2 at this point, an Atlanta victory. And if the Reds score holds in Cincinnati, Atlanta would be a mere 1.5 games back from first place, with the New York Mets coming into Atlanta here on Monday through Wednesday. That'll be a huge series, you'd have to think. First pitch to Travis d'Arnaud is an 86-mile-an-hour. It looks like changeup in there for a strike. Fooled him on that one. Threw it to the zone that he wanted to. It looks like he threw it over in this quadrant, which is where d'Arnaud is only hitting a whopping 167 so far tonight. And it was pretty much right on that corner of that quadrant. 0-1 for a ball at 88 miles an hour. Got him to swing at that a couple times the last at bat on the slider, but d'Arnaud looks like looked at some film in between his last couple appearances and laid off that one wisely. So here is the 87th pitch from Mikolas. You would think if he's able to get an out here, it would be the last batter he sees tonight. The 1-1 pitch is going to be driven down the right field line. That ball is going to land foul off the screen, kind of near where I sat on 4th of July after the rain delay ended up lasting 2 hours. A lot of people left the game early, and I found myself a nice little spot there down the right field line when the action picked up in the 5th inning. That was a cool little spot, that's for sure. I never sat down in that part of the stadium. I'd sat in a lot of spots in that stadium. I'd never sat right down the line there, and that was a cool little spot to see, that's for sure. So here we are. 88th pitch from Mikolas. 1-2 to d'Arnaud. That pitch is driven down the left field line for a base hit. That's going to score Riley. There to pick it off is Donovan. And there is Travis d'Arnaud standing at second base with a 2-out stand-up double. It is 3-0 Braves. Back-to-back doubles with 2 outs. That's called double trouble. And the Braves add an insurance run in the 6th inning. Exit velocity of 104.6 miles an hour off d'Arnaud's bat. And this is what the Braves have continued to do since June 1st. Rake. Behind great starting pitching, Max Fried has given him 6 scoreless innings, and now the offense going to work. giving Atlanta a 3-run cushion, and it's going to be the St. Louis pitching coach out to give a visit to Mikolas. I believe they could be trying to stall for the bullpen here, being they just got up on the rubber probably moments ago. They would like to. It's Mike Maddox, the one of the better pitching coaches around baseball, out there to give Mikolas a talk. You would think that they'd like him to get one more out here. If not, they're at least trying to stall for the bullpen. Mikolas with a very similar stash to the Atlanta rookie Spencer Strider. Mikolas had come into tonight being the best Cardinals pitcher so far this summer with a ERA of 2.61, with Jack Flaherty and Adam Wainwright having sluggish years. Wainwright with the age finally catching up to the Hall of Famer, and Flaherty coming back from injury. And Atlanta has been able to go to work on as of right now, Cardinal A's. They're showing the replays earlier of the back-to-back homers from Ozuna and Eddie Rosario, who were hit to two completely different sides of the field. 408 in the right field area for Rosario and 446 to left center from Ozuna. And here he is again, former Cardinal. His first pitch he sees is dribbled down the left field line, foul ball. And Mikolas jumps ahead 0-1, nearing his 90th pitch. So Atlanta with 2-out magic here in the inning. Riley worked a 3-0 count, was able to stay in it, fired a 3-1 pitch into the gap for a double. And Travis d'Arnaud waited to see his pitch, and he pulled it down the line for a base hit, and that's where we stand with a 3-0 Braves lead. 90th pitch for Mikolas, and it's fouled away down the right field line. It is now 0-2. The count for Marcell Ozuna. It's 3-2 Reds in the 7th inning. Starling Marte due up in that one. Trying to see if there's any changes. The Nationals have actually jumped ahead of the Phillies 3-2 in the 7th inning. With 2 outs, A-Ray Adrianza on the mound, at bat off Aaron Nola. 0-2 is dribbled foul. Ozuna chased it high, was able to get a piece of it, and will stay right here at 0-2. Yankees and Pirates still scoreless in the 4th inning at PNC Park. Rays add another run in the 5th inning with a couple people still in scoring position here. In the 6th inning, that one is now a 5-0 Tampa Bay lead in Fenway. Royals add another one in the 5th inning with a guy at second with 2 outs. Christian Javier having one of his worst performances of the year. The Dominican who threw a combined no-hitter in the Bronx a couple weeks ago. 0-2 by Ozuna is fouled up. Behind home plate, Andrew Kisner is there to make the play, and that will do it. But Atlanta gets another back-to-back doubles and a high leverage at bat there by Ozuna. Might have done the night for the St. Louis right-hander Miles Mikolas. Through 6 from Atlanta. Not anywhere over yet, but it is a 3-0 lead for the world champions. We'll be right back here on the Hardcore Sports Networks. Messed something up. Shout out to the couple people still hanging around with us. We still, oh crap, I still have the score is 0-0. That is incorrect. Oops, there we go. Testing, 1, 2, 3. Make sure the microphone volume is still okay. The minimal movements I make makes it easy where I'm too close or where you can't hear me, so you guys let me know if this falls in the right area. Shout out to a couple people still hanging around. I would guess it's RJ and Micah and Hardcore Superfan. If I had to guess, those would be with the 3 people still hanging out with us, but whoever's in here, I'm glad you guys are taking time out of your night to give us a chance as we near the back third of tonight's game between the Braves and the Cardinals. So, I'm going to check my phone here really quickly to see if, which Max Fried has been taken out, surprisingly, and only at 82 pitches. Atlanta bringing in the right-hander, Darren O'Day. Oh, I think I see why. Darren O'Day has not had the bestest of years for Atlanta in 24 games, a 4.34 ERA and 19 innings of work, a 30 strikeout rate, and a 9% walk rate. He's blown a couple of games in the late innings for Atlanta, but the submarine pitcher at 39 years of age, working on the 41 years of age, Albert Pujols here, righty. I think Snicker liked the matchups here this inning, being it's 4 righties due up for O'Day. So I can see the decision here. Being Pujols is 2 for 2 here tonight, getting his average up at 202 as of this point in time, even though he's down 0-2 in the account. Here for the first ballot Hall of Famer, the machine, Albert Pujols. So the Florida Gator and Georgia boy, Darren O'Day, quickly up 0-2 on the count. Gets the sign from Darnell. Here's the 0-2 outside of the slider. Darnell likes the location. Regardless of the outcome, gives a little pat in the chest. So we'll do it again here at 1-2. So here we go. The 1-2 from O'Day is on the way, and it is at 86 miles an hour. Popped out towards third base into the grass is Austin Riley to make the play on it. Jammed Pujols. It looks like the first time they retire him tonight. There's one away. There's Max Fried in the dugout. I hate to tell him, but they're showing Kyle Wright on the telecast. Hate to call the 4-letter network out, but that is not Max Fried. That is Kyle Wright. Dead as day. As they're showing. So I'm going to have to tweet about that one really quickly. So here is Edmundo Sosa, the Cardinal shortstop. First pitch he sees is grounded in the infield. Into the shift is Arcia. Makes the play, the shortstop at heart, playing in the second base positioning there in the shift. And 1 pitch and 1 out, and there's 2 away. So that'll make Sosa 0 for 3 on the night with a fly out and 2 groundouts. And that'll make Brendan Donovan, the Cardinal rookie, the last chance in the inning for St. Louis. So here is the lefty Brendan Donovan, who, as I said, I sat next to a couple people in the stands on the 4th of July that were college roommates with the Cardinals rookie. First pitch almost hits Donovan at 88 miles an hour, a four-seamer that got away from the submarine Darren O'Day. So here we are. 1-0 the count. Travis d'Arnaud set up more to the outside here this at bat, and there's a 79-mile-an-hour slider in there for a strike. Donovan, I think, a little fooled by that one. I'm sure there's not a lot of submarine pitchers that are still around for the AA and AAA guys that are just coming up to the majors to see. So even though it is a righty-lefty matchup, Donovan has probably not seen somebody like Darren O'Day before, but he can easily turn on one for a extra base hit if he gets the right piece of cheese. 1-1 is actually going to clip him on the knee. And that'll bring the tying run to the plate. That'll be Andrew Kisner here for the Cardinals. Looks like that was another slider that slid too far in and clipped the rookie on the knee. So it'll be a hit by pitch, and that's maybe the one downfall of this inning for Atlanta bringing in Darren O'Day is on that righty-lefty matchup. You see the mismatch being played there. It's a lot easier for lefties to tee off on the Submarine guys. But here is another righty hitting 180 on the air, a home run, 12 RBIs to show for it. The longtime Cardinal backup catcher behind Yadier Molina, Andrew Kisner, who's made a couple good plays behind the plate as well tonight. Ninth pitch of the inning here for Darren O'Day, working in his after 6 shutout innings from Max Fried. He throws a first ball in there for a strike, and he's up 0-1. 80-mile-an-hour slider. Brendan Donovan at first, a good runner. Ball in the gap will more than likely put the Cardinals on the board with 2 outs, and a long fly will tie this one right back up and make things really interesting. Here's the 0-1 from O'Day. Once again, taken at the heart, 86-mile-an-hour. I would guess it's a fastball. It shows it is. He has a 4-seamer, got him looking. And now Darren O'Day can pretty much do anything he wants to. For the 7th inning stretch, I'm probably going to take a little lap around and stretch my legs as well. But in the meantime, we're here for the ride. Darren O'Day got the Cardinals down to their last strike. 0-2, got him, swinging 86-mile-an-hour 4-seamer from the Submarine. And that's been a couple good outings in the last couple of weeks for Darren O'Day after a couple meltdowns in the month of June. It started off the month of July with a couple great successful outings. We're time for the stretch here in Atlanta. It is 3-0 Braves, and we'll be right back here on Hardcore Sports. You guys don't go anywhere. All right. Testing 1, 2, 3. Making sure the microphone volume is still all right. Let's get ready for the bottom of the 7th inning. Atlanta looking to add a little bit more insurance. It'll be Zach Thompson coming in for the Cardinals starter in relief. Miles Mikolas gave up 6 innings, gave up 3 earned, only 5 hits to show for. Back-to-back solo homers in the bottom of the 5th off Ozuna and Eddie Rosario would be the first blunders, and back-to-back doubles by Riley and d'Arnaud with 2 outs in the bottom of the 6th. Gave Atlanta their 3rd run. That's where we stand here in the bottom of the 7th. All right, so it'll be Adam Duvall actually pinch hitting here for Eddie Rosario. And that's something Atlanta is actually able to do, being that Eddie Rosario's back. They're able to platoon Eddie Rosario and Adam Duvall in left field. So being that there's a lefty on the mound, the second pitch Adam Duvall sees as a pinch hitter is a fly ball to deep center field, and a great catch running up on the wall is Dylan Carlson to rob Duvall of extra bases, and Duvall disappointed in that one. A couple of fans on the broadcast showing in the seats surprised at that one too. That's a great play. You got to shake your cap to that one, even as a Braves fan. by Dylan Carlson on center field. Duvall was able to see a great pitch off the southpaw coming in as a pinch hitter, and up on the cue on the Equifax sign in left center field is Carlson jumping and laying out to make a play on the padding. If he misses that, or if that bounces out, Duvall with his sneaky speed might have a triple. But that'll bring up Orlando Arcia here with quickly one away. He sees a first pitch curveball too high for his liking, and that is ball one. Make it 1-1 on the count. Another curve in there. Took a little bit more on the velocity there that time. 75 instead of the 73 from the previous at bat. And it is 1-1 to the Atlanta second baseman, Orlando Arcia, who is 0 for 2 tonight. As he sees a 1-1 pitch. That's going to be a lazy fly ball out to right field. Taken in stride is Juan Yepez to retire it. And that's quickly 2 away here in the 7th inning. See a couple of green screen effects going wonko over the ESPN broadcast. The Geico effect that's usually on the green screens behind home plate for the broadcast was quickly spazzing out of proportion. We are not the 4-letter network. We are Hardcore Sports. Here's Michael Harris, the rookie. His average finally dipped under the 300 mark, but a base hit right here might put him right back over it. He's 0 for 2, struck out swinging and had a lazy ground out to Miles Mikolas in the 5th inning. He's quickly behind 0-1. Used the gas on the lefty, and it's strike one. Here's the thing. There's a nice little tidbit here. Albert Pujols' major league debut was April 2nd, 2001. And they showed Michael Harris's birth date being March 7th, 2001. So Albert Pujols has been in the major leagues for a month shorter than all of Michael Harris's life in general, which is crazy, the sport of baseball. That's an 0-2 pitch on the ground to Goldschmidt. He's there to pick it up, and it'll be a nice 1-2-3 inning there from the lefty, Zach Thompson. We move on to the 8th inning. It's Tommy Edman, Dylan Carlson with the nice play, and, of course, Paul Goldschmidt, who's 2 for 3 on the night. Due up in the top of the 8th inning. It is Atlanta 3 and the Cardinals nothing as we move on to the 8th. It will remain to be seen who Atlanta goes with out of the pen. I'll let you guys know as soon as I do. So we'll see. Thank you, everybody, once again for sticking around with us tonight as we hear the climax of this game. It's been a fun series so far here. Atlanta looking to hold on, as you guys can see in this ticker over here, and get their 3rd win in a row in the 4-game series. The last game is tomorrow night, which it looks like we'll look at the probable starters for a second. Looks like it'll be Matthew Liberatore, the left-hander, which Atlanta has hit left-handers very well so far this year, so you can see by the matchup predictor. And the Spencer Strider, who started the year out in the bullpen. And because of need in the starting rotation, Atlanta decided to throw the fireballer out there. He throws 102. It's gas. It's fun. It's a lot to see. And these guys have not played a lot this year, that's for sure. Liberatore only with 21 innings pitched, or 20 2/3, and Strider at the same boat, 59.2, with just a handful of starts and a lot of long relief appearances. Strider, you'd like to see get the walk amount down, but throwing as much heat as he does with 90 strikeouts, it's going to happen from time to time. I think if you're Atlanta, you would take a 23 walk to 90 strikeout rate or ratio anytime if you're given the opportunity here. So, yeah. But we got to get through the end of this one first. You guys can see actually the rest of the scores in the major leagues before we go back. As we were talking about earlier, the Marlins are still trailing in that game in Miami, looking to go to 500. They were not successful in doing so at this point in time. It is a 5-1 Halos lead. The Reds still up 3-2 in the 7th inning, looking to add insurance. They were 2 outs. Yankees threatening in the 5th inning with nobody on, with no outs to take the league over the Pirates. 8th inning between the Orioles and Rangers. It's a 2-1 lead for the guys from Baltimore. End of the 7th, 2 Kyle Schwarber solo home runs against his former team has not been enough so far at this point. The Nationals were able to jump on him for two runs in the 7th inning. The Rays keep pulling away in Fenway at the 6-0 lead. Orioles still up 5-1 in the 4th inning. Yordan Alvarez, Altuve and company looking to get it going. And of course, we talked about the game's final from earlier. So let's go back to the scoreboard here in the game we have currently in progress as Jesse Chavez is in for Atlanta, working on Edman here. He's quickly up 0-2. Edman, the switch hitter. Don't show me an ad, thank you. I don't want to see ads. Can you guys buzz off? Thank you. I guess not. Well, I guess they're stuck here. So quickly, 3 pitches will take care of Tommy Edman. I think that's exactly what Atlanta wanted to see out of the bullpen here. By Jesse Chavez, the goggle man, as people call him in Atlanta, came back via trade, was part of the Atlanta bullpen during the World Series run last year. Spent months in AAA before finally getting the opportunities to come up with the bullpen injuries last year. Wrote it out and got a World Series win. Went and signed with the Cubs in free agency, but Sean Newcomb, the long-time Atlanta left-hander, starter, term reliever, was continuing to struggle in his age 29 year. So Atlanta designated Sean Newcomb for assignment, which gives the team a week to either release or find a trade partner for, I guess at that point, Sean Newcomb. And Atlanta, with Alex Anthopoulos pulling the strings, was able to get the Cubs on board, bringing back Jesse Chavez and cash considerations for Sean Newcomb. And I would say Atlanta would love that trade, especially with Sean Newcomb already out of the woods in Wrigley Field. So another great move by the Atlanta general manager. So quickly up 0-2, still on track for an immaculate inning here is Dylan Carlson, the switch hitter. 0-2, right on the black, called strike 3. Carlson not agreeing with that call. I hesitated myself, which tells you everything you need to know. But as an Atlanta fan, I'll take it. Ring him up, and there's quickly 2 away. Chavez looking for the immaculate inning here. Here's Paul Goldschmidt taking a first pitch strike, and Jesse Chavez is 2 strikes away from an immaculate inning here. Got to go through Paul Goldschmidt, so no easy out here. Righty. 0-1 is outside for a ball. And the the immaculate inning watch is out of the way, but the 1-2-3 inning is still on par for the Atlanta bullpen here. And Jesse Chavez, who's come out throwing a gas, but he's going to take it off there at 76 miles an hour, gets Goldschmidt ahead, swinging at the curveball in the bottom quadrant of the zone. It's 1-2 on the Cardinal first baseman. Chavez working quickly. Here's the 1-2. Chopped on and foul. They're going to call a dead ball. Darno thought it was fair. Tried tagging the runner. We'll do it again. 1-2 from Jesse Chavez to Goldschmidt is outside for a ball, 2-2. They're playing the Jaws theme on the organs. Matthew Kaminsky at Truist Park, one of the better organists in the league, in my personal opinion. But I believe there's a lot of good ones out there, especially, the Dodgers with Oral. I don't know the Cubs organist, but I know he's great. 2-2 to Goldschmidt is spiked in the dirt, and it's a full count. So it's worked from an immaculate inning here. He had 7 strikes and 7 pitches. Up 0-1 on Goldschmidt. He's worked it back to full. See what happens here. 3-2, and he lost him. So that will bring Nolan Arenado to the plate. With 2 away here in the 8th inning. Arenado, you hate to say it, is due. He's 0 for 3 tonight here on. He's having a great year too, though. So we'll see how it turns out. He is 0 for 3 tonight, grounded into the 5-3 double play his last time up with a pop out and fly out in the first and 4th innings. So there we have it. Braves playing to shift on the pull side for Arenado. 1-1 the count to the third baseman. Arcia, the second baseman, playing on the left side of second base with Dansby shifted over a little bit. So a lot of space on the right side of the infield for Arenado to push the ball, and that would potentially put first and third. 1-1 is outside, and it's at 89 miles an hour. And now Jesse, after having 7 straight strikes to start the inning, is having to work his way to get himself out of it here. We're not out of the woods just yet. So it's a 2-1 count. Back-to-back two-seamers miss the zone in pretty much the same exact location. 2-1 is going to be lined into left field for a base hit. Quickly to cut it off is Adam Duvall, and I believe it's going to hold Goldschmidt up at second base, which it will, but that will bring the tying run to the plate in the eyes of Juan Yepez here, who's also 0 for 3. And it'll be interesting to see what Atlanta does here if they decide to rock it out with Jesse Chavez. You would think they would. But I would be interested to see if Atlanta brings a little pitching visit out there to talk with him here. So after a quick start of the inning, it's one swing of the bat, and we're tied here with Juan Yepez, who has 11 ding-dongs on the year. Unexpected name to do so, but you never know in the majors. First pitch is outside for a ball, 1-0. Popped up on the right field line, and Atlanta will take that foul ball strike. So it's 1-1 to Yepez here, the former Brave, looking to do damage. Talked about the Matt Adams trade earlier today, a couple times in the broadcast. But that is how Yepez arrived in St. Louis back in the summer of 2017, when Freddie Freeman broke his wrist at the time. 20th pitch of the inning for Jesse Chavez is once again fouled back off the screen, and it is 1-2 on the Cardinals. Right fielder flew out to left, lined out to second, and strung out swinging his last time in the 6th inning. Atlanta fans on their feet. Cardinals have had base runners in 7 of the 8 innings so far. And Jesse Chavez looking to make one more good pitch here in the top of the 8th. Tying run at the plate. It's a 1-2 count to Yepez. Arnoud and Goldschmidt on at first and second. The 1-2 is outside at 90 miles an hour. It'll be 2-2. Jesse's yanked a couple pitches in that same location this at bat. That time was a cutter. He's thrown actually 4 straight cutters. It's Yepez, you guys can see on the score bug to the right of me. I believe it's that way. Yep, that way. Because I know sometimes it's mirrored and it screws you up. Here we are. 2-2 pitch to Yepez. Down low, another cutter. And the count is full. I wouldn't be surprised if they come out to talk with Jesse here. 5 straight cutters. And all of a sudden, it's got a little interesting and a little tight here in Atlanta. Swinging the bat, and we're tied in a ball, and you load the bases. 5 straight cutters. Let's see what Jesse Chavez goes to. A full count pitch to Yepez. And the Cardinals load the bases. Ball 4, a check swing. He did not go around. And here comes Albert Pujols. Oh boy. It's never easy as an Atlanta fan, especially with the bullpen. And here's a great representation of it. Jesse was cruising to start the inning. And Rick Kranitz is going to come out and make a visit to talk with Jesse Chavez as we await. It looks like they're actually taking out Albert Pujols. It's going to be a pinch hitter. It's going to be the rookie Nolan Gorman out there. A ball in the gap, and we're tied. With 2 outs, everybody's going to be running, and I wouldn't be surprised if the Cardinals score all 3 with the ball hit into the gap. Kranitz out there to check in on everybody, along with the infield captain, Dansby Swanson, the catcher, Travis d'Arnaud. Dylan Lee, the left-hander, the young one, up and throwing in the bullpen for Atlanta. Maybe you see them go to him if Gorman reaches. But Atlanta hopes to see Sosa in the 9th inning. And It remains to be seen how it plays out. But buckle your seatbelts, folks. Here's the first pitch to Gorman is down low for a ball, and it's 1-0. Great location. I think Travis Arnaud liked the framing of it too, but no call on the umpire. As I said, he's called the strikes on a little bit tight here tonight, a little bit smaller, and it's showing there. It's 1-0. No place to put him if you're Chavez. 25th pitch of the inning is down on the ground to the second baseman, RC, who makes the throw to first, and the Braves get out of it unscathed. A sigh of relief there as a Braves fan. And we are through 7.5 innings from Atlanta. Jesse Chavez comes out, throws 7 strikes to start the inning on immaculate inning watch, and ends up having to load the bases, 2 via walk and a single from Arenado. And that'll do it for the 8th inning. Atlanta looking to add some insurance here so they don't have to use either of their emergency closers, with Kenley Jansen having the irregular heartbeat issue, Will Smith, the closer of last year, and AJ Minter, who's been one of the better relievers in baseball this year. 2 lefties have had the closing role, but I think Atlanta would like to be able to use them in tomorrow night's action if they're able to get a couple runs off of the Cardinals bullpen here again this inning. Due up for the Braves will be the top of the order will be Acuna, Swanson, and Olsen, who are all 0 for 3 here tonight. So we'll see what the Cardinal call to the bullpen is. I'm not absolutely sure yet. I'll let you guys know when I see the notification. Thanks to everybody who still hung out with us tonight. So we still got a couple viewers in here. It really means a lot to me, guys. You giving me a shot here tonight. Let me update the answering a text. Let me update the bracket down here for you guys to see. So once again, it'll be Acuna, Swanson, and Olsen, the right fielder, shortstop, and first baseman. Top of the order, all 0 for 3 tonight. To face, still remain to be seen. It'll be Giovanni Gallegos coming in relief for the left-hander Zach Thompson, who threw a nice 1-2-3 inning, facing 2 lefties in the 7th inning. And it'll be the bottom of the 8th, Acuna, getting ready to get us back under action here. Again, Atlanta would like to get a couple more runs up on Gallegos here and make sure that they don't have to use either AJ Minter or Will Smith in the 9th inning. Both have given me, as a Braves fan, a lot of stress in that role over the years. So looks like in the 9th inning for the Cardinals, it would be Edmundo Sosa, Donovan, and Kisner. So it'd be righty, lefty, righty, depending on if the Cardinals go to the bench or not, which looks like they would be eligible to do so if necessary. So here's Acuna, who's hitting 280 on the year. He's 0 for 3 tonight with 2 groundouts in the 5th inning. He struck out swinging. Checking in to face the right-hand flamethrower, Gallegos. First pitch is down low for a ball. 1-0. Let me make sure it's not that I have Gallegos in fantasy or not. I believe I do. I either have him or Jordan Hicks. I want to make sure which one it is. Let's see. 1-0 to Acuna. Here's the 1-0. Down low, they're going to say checked his swing. Did he go around? No, he didn't. So he is up 2-0 in the count as Acuna. I do have Giovanni Gallegos, so I do have a pitcher in fantasy pitching against my guy right now. It's kind of funny. So 2-0 to the Atlanta Stars. star right fielder, the future and I guess current face of the franchise, you could say, up 2-0 after taking 2 sliders. 2-0. Close, but called a ball. Again, the tight strike zone playing in effect, and it's 3-0. Green light, you would assume, for Acuna. (3-0) to Ronald. The sign from Kisner, the nod by Gallegos, and here it is. Fly ball. Carrying out to center field. Carlson says he has it, and a step in front of the Braves bullpen in right center field on the warning track. He's got it for the putout, and there is one away. That'll bring up the Atlanta shortstop, Dansby Swanson, coming into the at-bat, hitting .299, coming into the night, hitting .302. So, potential hit would put him right back over that 300 mark, potentially right where he was at .302 to start tonight. In the all-star race, Dansby Swanson. I guess we'll check in on Trey Turner's stat line as we go to the 9th inning, but we're not there as of yet. Gallegos working quickly here. First pitch to the Atlanta shortstop is swung on and missed. 87-mile-an-hour slider in the right quadrant. Furthest from Dansby for a strike 0-1. Gallegos throwing hard. I think something a little bit different than what Zach Thompson was offering in the 7th inning, and a little bit different than Jesse Chavez and Darren O'Day have for the Atlanta bullpen. So something that both teams are having to adjust to on the fly. And that's 95-mile-an-hour heat by Dansby Swanson's bat, and it's 0-2. Brian Snitker, the 7th year as Atlanta managerial position, 43+ years in the system. Took over mid-2016 after the fire of Freddie Gonzalez mid-rebuild by the Braves and has rode with the team ever since. Ball 1 to Dansby high, 95 miles an hour. He took over in 2016, and I would say about month of May, and his first full season was the first full season at the newly opened Truist, at the time SunTrust Park, and he's been with the team ever since. Won a world championship and 4 straight NL East titles. His team in the running for a 5th, as that's a 1-2 pitch by Dansby Swanson out towards right field. There to play it is Juan Yepez. He's had a busy night out there, and there's quickly 2 away for the Cardinal right-hander. So it'll be the last hope for Atlanta in the 8th inning will be Atlanta's first baseman, Matt Olson, who on the night, he is, to wait a second for it to tell me, 0 for 3, of course, with the line out, a ground out on the 3rd, and a strikeout swinging in the 6th inning. Olson hitting .253 on the year, 12 homers. I think a 13th one would be very nice for Atlanta's bullpen usage here. See, his first pitch is fouled on the left field line out of play, 0-1. The power numbers starting to finally get to a comfortable point for Olson, and I think all of Atlanta. He had a quiet couple months there. As well, actually, we'll give another update around the league when we get to the. Sorry, that was my Alexa yell. We'll update everybody on the standings, or excuse me, not the standings, the score. I lost my train. Alexa, off. It's twice now tonight. I'm sorry about that, y'all. 1-1 pitch to Olson. The sign, and here's the kick from Gallegos. It's going to be swung on up the middle. Looks like I might have tapped off the shoe of the right-hander. A nice play in the shift by, I want to say that was Sosa, to make the play, and that will be it. 6 straight put down by the Cardinal bullpen. We go to the 9th inning, the last chance for the Cardinals. It'll be Edmundo Sosa. Actually, that was Nolan Arenado way over there in the shift. That's the second great play. He's the 9-time Gold Glover he's made tonight. What else do you expect, though? We go to the 9th, though. It'll be the bottom part of the order for the Cardinals. Edmundo Sosa, Brendan Donovan, the rookie, and Andrew Kisner at this point in time. Remain to be seen if it's Will Smith or AJ Minter. As a Braves fan, I pray it's AJ Minter. I love Will. He's a great guy. I've met him a couple times. I love the man as a person, but he gives us a lot of stress. A lot of stress. And except for that World Series run where he didn't give up a single run during the postseason. There's been a lot of sloppy innings from Will Smith in the last couple of years in the closer role, 20, 21, and 22 combined. The last year of a 3-year, $40 million contract, the Braves got him from the Giants in free agency that year. And I would say he's played his role well. His stats have been good, but on a daily level, I think Atlanta would like the walks and the base runners to be down, especially as a fan. It gets your heart rate going. So we'll see who Atlanta decides to throw out there. I'll let you guys know whenever I get the notification myself. Let's see. It will be. Let's see. Still waiting to see the update from MLB.com, but I'll let you guys know when I see it. So we go to the ninth inning here. It will actually be AJ Minter in for the closing opportunity. I believe he has 2 saves on the year. Will Smith with 5 and Kenley Jansen with, I think, 21 on the year. So it's been a by committee to a degree for the Atlanta bullpen. And we'll see how things go. It'll be, again, the bottom of the order due up. Sosa, the rookie Donovan, and the backup catcher Kisner. You would maybe think that the Cardinals go to the bench with Donovan to play a righty-lefty on Minter, but we'll have to see when we get there. So AJ Minter coming in to start the 9th inning, throwing a strike to Edmundo Sosa, who jumps ahead 0-1. Let me fix the banner here as we get set for the 9th inning. A great stream so far as we're over 2.5 hours into it now. I really appreciate all the support here tonight as we're not at the finish line yet. So a half inning for the Braves to get through and possibly extras. So it's never over till it's over. That's why you got to get 27 outs. Sosa, 1-1 count. It's 1 away in the 9th inning. Reds up 3-2 in that affair. 1-1 pitch is fouled back off the screen, and it's a 1-2 count on the Cardinals shortstop, Edmundo Sosa. The Cardinals have had a lot of shortstops over there the last couple of years as well. You know, they tried the Paul DeYoung route. Carpenter, of course, moved to third base later in his career. 1-2, swung on and missed. Got him. Swinging strike 3. Sosa retired, and there's 1 away to start the 9th inning. And let's see if the Cardinals decide to go to the bench or if they play Donovan in the lefty-lefty role. We'll have to see. I put the Mets game on my MLB TV on my phone. It's Hunter Strickland in there against Nimmo, top of the Mets order. So it will be lefty-lefty here, the rookie Brendan Donovan. I believe he's a Southeastern kid, as I noted a couple of times tonight. 4th of July evening, I actually sat right behind a couple of his college roommates or friends, and they were there to see him. So it's 1-0 to the rookie in the left field tonight. AJ Minter with the kick, and it's 1-1, a strike on the black. And we'll see. It's actually going to be a base hit by Brandon Nimmo in the Mets game. That's going to bring the tying run on base. Ugh, I want to see that. AJ Minter, the sign from d'Arnaud. And here is the 1-1. Outside for a ball, 2-1 the count now. Appreciate everybody once again for sticking around with us here tonight as we're in the 9th inning of action. 2-1 the count. 2-1 is grounded through the hole for a base hit. Lefty pays off for the Cardinals, and it will bring a runner on first base here in the 9th inning. A double play will win it for the Braves, and that'll be Andrew Kisner coming to the plate unless they decide to go to the bench, which we haven't hit a. I don't see a note of yet. Have to see. AJ Minter having to bear down and get 2 more outs here for Atlanta here in the 9th inning. So here is Andrew Kisner. Atlanta doesn't want to see Goldschmidt and Arenado. They want to see them tomorrow night. First pitch from AJ Minter is outside for a ball. It'll be 1-0 the count to the Cardinal catcher. Edman and Carlson on deck and in the hole, the 1 and 2 holes. Minter with the sign, and here's the 1-0. And there for a strike at the knees, 1-1. Kisner 0 for 3 tonight. Flew out to center in the 3rd. Flew out to right in the 5th, and he struck out swinging in the 7th. Off Darren O'Day. 1-1 from AJ on the way. It is grounded to short. Dansby, 6, 4, 3, and that's your ball game. And the Braves win the 3rd in a row here in Atlanta. Call it a 3-0 shutout victory, and it is a 49th victory of the year for the Atlanta Braves. A shutout, 6 innings scoreless for Max Fried, and the bullpen behind Darren O'Day, Jesse Chavez, and AJ Minter with the save. And that'll be a 3-0 final here. Eddie Rosario and Marcell Ozuna with the big flies in the 5th inning to give Atlanta a 2-0 lead. Back-to-back doubles in the bottom of the 6th inning. Put Atlanta up 3-0, and that's all she wrote. And that'll be pretty much it for us here on the Hardcore Sports telecast. And Atlanta going for the 4-game sweep here tomorrow. And we'll have to see what happens here in this Mets-Reds game, as the Mets have just tied it in the 9th inning off a double by Starling Marte. But from Atlanta, it's a 3-0 final. For Blake Newsom and everybody here at Hardcore Sports, I want to wish every one of you guys a great night. Thank you for coming out. Thank you for the support. And we'll have to do this again here real soon. Maybe for a Braves Cardinals series, or excuse me, for the Braves Mets series here this next week of play. But thank you all so much again, and I'm signing off for the rest of the night. I'm Blake Newsom for Hardcore Sports. Braves winners here tonight. A final score of 3-0.